yeah.
We're back again,
please.
baby.
I like you in green, I like it a lot.
Are you into it? Because listen to this, right, Expresso fam. I personally got my nails done yesterday to match the outfit. Look at her.
Oh, my
Isn't that special?
word.
I mean, come on. No, actually, I'll tell you in just a little bit why I got these nails done. But let's get into what we can expect on your Thursday Feel Good Show.
Now that I'm officially standing next to the enchanted forest queen over here, let's kick off with a powerhouse performance. We got you covered, Mzansi. We got the acclaimed South African musician Mandisi Dyantyis in the building as he gears up for a breathtaking symphonic celebration this July. This man's one of my absolute favorites. His voice, the way he wields that instrument, I mean, come on now.
He's fantastic. Then we also head to the heart of Sun City, where the SABC brought together 9 African language radio stations, and that is for the first ever Ziyakala Mo Cultural Festival. And yes, of course, our very own Expresso team was on the ground to soak it all in.
Oh, yeah, no, Yanda had an absolute jewel there. But listen, later it's going to get even better because Zoe shifts gears and literally she's going to give us a review of the F1, the movie.
Oh, it's good.
And in entertainment, we're going to be catching up with Tomorrow's Snows back in the spotlight. And I believe there's some exciting career moves to celebrate.
We actually bid her farewell on something, but I know that there's another chapter that's opening up for her, so I can't wait to get into Tomorrow's Snow. But right now, let's head over to our social media streets to see exactly where the conversation is starting this morning.
Absolutely. Now, you know, every time we want to have this conversation, it's 2 ways, and we want you to give us your answers too. So let's pretend that you're a guest on Expresso.
Okay.
All right, picture this. What talent or cause would you share with South Africa? Now, come through and let us know on our social media platforms, or otherwise use the number 063 036 9649. Don't forget to use the hashtag Expresso, and of course, come through with pictures, come through with videos, or you can just message us on what incredible talent you might have that you'd love to share with South Africa. And you don't have to make this up. This can be a real talent because, hey, we might just be scouting for the next best thing in Mzansi. And, well, that could be you. But only if you come through and let us know. So, Mzansi, you know what the question is. We want the answers from you, and we're going to be going through it the entire day. And speaking of, we've got official duties to kick off, and then the magic shall continue. Carissa, let's get it going.
Oh, I got you, Raul. 2 minutes after 6 o'clock, let's get into your national news headlines first. Now we get started here where the African Development Bank has approved a $139 million loan to Johannesburg to upgrade water, electricity and waste infrastructure ahead of November's G20 summit. Now, with burst pipes, rolling blackouts and urban decay plaguing the city, the loan will fund 100 projects to restore service delivery. Now, President Ramaphosa previously criticized Joburg State, calling it, quote, not very pleasing, end quote. The bank says reviving Africa's richest city is key to regional growth as well as investment. In other news in the country, a 37-year-old woman is due to appear in the Bellville Magistrates Court today after allegedly kidnapping a 9-day-old baby from Middlestad Mall. Now, the suspect reportedly lured the baby's mother, 25-year-old Iman Shamar, to the centre under the pretext of a workshop for young mothers. Shamar said the suspect gave her a soft drink on the way there, which was suspected to be drugged. Now, at the mall, she left nauseous and left the baby with the woman to use the bathroom. The suspect then disappeared with the baby, who was found unharmed 2 days later. In your international news making headlines, U.S. President Donald Trump will reportedly host African leaders from 5 nations, Gabon, Guinea-Bissau, Liberia, Mauritania and Senegal in Washington next week. Now, the summit will explore economic ties, especially in West Africa's mineral sector and regional security issues. The surprise gathering precedes a broader U.S.-Africa summit in September. Now, it follows a White House brokered ceasefire between DR Congo and Rwanda, part of increased U.S.-Africa diplomatic engagement. Officials hope the meeting will strengthen bilateral cooperation and investment across strategic African regions. Meanwhile, the Dalai Lama has declared that his reincarnation will not be chosen by China and will occur outside its borders. Speaking ahead of his 90th birthday, he confirmed that a non-profit he established will manage the succession process, challenging Beijing's claims. Now, China insists the next spiritual leader must be approved within its territory. The Dalai Lama, in exile since 1959, urged followers to reject any Beijing-appointed successor. Now, the U.S. State Department reiterated support for religious freedom and non-interference. And closing off your first bit of news with this story in the UK, where it was rocking in 2024 as music tourism hit an all-time high, bringing in a toe-tapping record of £10 billion. Now, over 23 million fans packed out gigs, festivals, including Glastonbury, drawn by stars like Taylor Swift, Bruce Springsteen, Dua Lipa and Charlie XCX. Now, Swift's Eras Tour led the charge, even luring fans from overseas. From ticket sales to hotel stays and snacks, concert goers spent big, £5.1 billion directly and £4.9 billion on all the behind-the-scenes magic. And with Oasis reuniting this week, the beat goes on. UK Music says these events keep towns buzzing, boosting businesses, filling hotels and, of course, turning up the local vibe. Absolutely love that way to close up your first bit of news. We still have 2 more bulletins at 7 and 8. For now, though, let's get your sporting highlights from Ryle.
Thank you so much, Carissa. And yes, we're going to absolutely keep turning up that vibe. But we're starting off with sport right now and moving to football news. Chelsea have signed Brazil striker João Pedro all the way from Brighton for a reported £60 million, handing him an 8-year deal. Now, the 22-year-old, who scored 30 goals in 70 games for the Seagulls, joins the Blues in time for the Club World Cup quarter-final against Palmeiras. Now, Chelsea have also agreed a deal worth up to €65 million, and that's for Borussia Dortmund's winger Jamie Gittens. Well, we move to rugby next, and Tommy Freeman scored twice as the British and Irish Lions thrashed the Reds 52-12, making it 2 commanding wins from 2 on their Australia tour. Now, leading 21-12 at half-time, the Lions ran in 5 second-half tries, and that was to seal a dominant victory in front of over 46,000 fans, adding to their earlier 54-7 rout of Western Force. Well, cricket's up next on the list, and Shubman Gill struck a commanding 114 runs not out, and this was his 2nd century in as many tests, as he was captain to lead India to 310 for 5 at stumps on day 1, and this against England at Edgbaston. Now, Yashvi Jaswal added a fluent 87, while a late 99-run stand with Ravindra Jadeja, and that was with 41 runs not out, steadied India after a brief wobble at 211 runs for 5 wickets. Well, lastly, in the world of sport, we move to tennis, and top seed Aryna Sabalenka battled past Marie Bauskova 7-6, 6-4. And that was to reach Wimbledon's 3rd round, and it was setting up a clash with Emma Raducanu on Friday. Now, meanwhile, number 4 seed Jasmine Paolini became the latest high-profile casualty, stunned 4-6, 6-4, 6-4 by Russia's Kamila Rakhimova, and that was in a shock 2nd-round exit. Well, we dive into sport once again, but for now, though, it looks like the weather is coming down in Cape Town. But what's happening with the rest of the country? Carissa's got the latest.
Thank you so much, Rael. Let's get into your first bit of weather news, where South Africa is bracing for a bitter winter blast from today, and it lasts throughout the weekend as cold fronts sweep across the country, mainly affecting the Western and Northern Cape as well as the Free State. Now, a yellow level 4 warning is in place for the Western Cape, with disruptive rainfall and flood risks expected. The Cape Town Metro Disaster Risk Management Centre and NGOs are on standby to assist when necessary. Now, yellow level 1 alerts warn of thunderstorms, hail and lightning in northern parts of the Eastern Cape, while damaging winds and fire danger are expected in parts of the Northwest, the Northern Cape and the Free State. Now, you know we can't close up your first bit of weather without checking in with your sunrise view. And where are we headed today? None other than Durbs. Absolutely love it when Durban comes through, representing your city in such a beautiful way. And Nikki, you have done it justice. Beautiful piece of artistry there with the silhouette of the trees in front of that beautiful glow of the sunrise. Kind of feels like a Friday, doesn't it? But we are, of course, making our way into the weekend. Nikki, thank you for kickstarting us on this beautiful Thursday. Now, remember, you can also share your morning view with us, just like Nikki, on 063-036-9649 as we get into your temperatures of what you can expect on this Thursday.
wet out there, huh?
It's wet, it's chilly, that cold front is coming our way, but I have a feeling we've got something to warm up our family.
We do. We're going to slide you into the good stuff, seeing that it's so wet. Don't worry, we got you covered because firstly, we've got the Ziyakala Mo festival that we need to tap into, a multilingual showcase of just nothing but the best, a cultural infusion and a celebration at that. And I can't wait to show you all about it. It's something to definitely celebrate in our country.
It reminds me that I got to pick up on my languages. 9 languages is crazy. I'm on at least 2.5. Let me just say that much. We're getting there. We're getting there. Not only that, somebody that's just fluent in the language of music is one of our favorites, Mandisi Dyantyis. And yes, he is here once again on your Feel Good show to just make sure that we know we're updated with all the great music and to find out what exactly is in touch and coming up for our favorite guy.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Listen, we're already having the time of our lives and it's only a couple minutes after 6 o'clock, and especially because we've got somebody so great sitting on our couch. From soul-stirring vocals to genre-defying performances, I'm talking about none other than Mandisi Dyantyis, who has carved out a unique place in South Africa's music landscape, blending together things like jazz and gospel and African traditions into something truly powerful. Now, if you've witnessed this, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And this July is set to elevate his sound even further as he joins forces with full symphony orchestras for an unmissable symphonic celebration. Now, before he takes to the stage this morning, we're honored to catch up with him once again right here on Expresso. So please help me in welcoming the incomparable Mandisi to the studio.
Good morning.
Of course, looking the part every time.
I have to show up.
You have to.
I have to show up. It's a special place.
You told me swag don't miss, eh?
No.
It's always,
never.
it's on top of the... Yeah, it's
Let's
over
follow
there.
everything, yeah.
Mandisi, welcome back.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for being here again. The last time you were here was maybe like 2 months ago,
Yeah.
I feel. So what has been happening since then? And maybe for people who have been living under a rock and haven't been catching up, what have you been up to?
We went to Kirstenbosch after we were here
You did?
for an incredible concert.
Sure.
And I sort of tried to stay low. You know, I worked on a theatre production in England, and I came back and I ran the Comrades.
You did what now?
We were in the Comrades, but now we are back with the biggest show that we've ever done. Symphonic orchestras. The Cape Town Philharmonic has been kind to us, and there's the Egoli Symphonic, and we're stretching the music, you know, in the way that we've always wanted, but we couldn't because, you know, big orchestras, expensive, and all of those things. But I think our audiences deserve that. A nice, a night of elegance, you know,
my
with the
goodness.
Mandisi Dyantyis.
I love that. Okay, so usually, you know, with like Rihanna,
Yeah.
she's got her people called the Navy, or
Yes.
like Beyonce's got the Beehive.
Yes.
Surely Mandisi's fans are called something.
No, I don't
come
think so.
on,
I don't think
Mandisi.
there's nothing official yet, but sometimes they call themselves Amajan, you know.
I love
Yeah, they
this.
call themselves Amajan, you know. And I think I like that, but we haven't reached that stage yet, but we'll get
Nothing
there.
official.
We'll get there. We need to be there.
You need to be there.
yeah.
I love that. I do want to touch on the music, but please tell me more about this Comrades
Yeah.
journey. How did you do in terms of time? Were you proud of yourself? How did you celebrate?
Look, it was beautiful.
Yeah.
Comrades. I think the journey starts before, like 6 months
Absolutely.
before, and the day is a celebration. Was hard for me this year. I got some cramps, and Comrades. I want to say Comrades is Comrades.
It's not your first.
You know, no, it's my third one actually. But I enjoyed it thoroughly. Next year I'm back.
Yes.
And I'm sure a lot of people are not happy about that. but we continue. We've already started training now for the summer marathons to come
Right.
for qualification. So it's always part of it.
I love
now
that.
It's juggling the music and the running.
This is what I'm
you know.
saying. Not only is he one of the best musicians, but he's now an athlete. He's coming for those gold medals. That's all I'm saying. Okay?
Never.
Is it the knees? I know it's the knees.
Never.
They don't allow.
Yes, exactly.
No, but tell me more about this symphonic journey that you're going on. What is the inspiration behind it? Why did you decide to do this now?
I think it's every musician's dream. You know, you start writing your music in your room by yourself,
Yes.
but you see it in big stages. You see it shared with a lot of musicians, you know, like-minded musicians. But also, I think we need to sort of take those stages. You know, orchestras are known for there's got a stigma of playing old music, and
100%.
so to bring them into the time, also to take our music and show people that our music belongs in those stages and it fits right in there. And so working on the project has been that for me. You know, it's scary. I was saying to the band, I was like, guys, please help me, you know, protect me,
Right.
because we're getting into the rehearsal week next week. And I said, guys, please, I need you guys there.
Sure.
In spirit, because
100%.
we've never done
We're
it.
holding each other.
Yeah. But I've got the guys that I'll be playing with here also as part of the 65. You know, so it's going to be beautiful.
65, you say?
65.
And you see, that's a lot of personalities.
If
That's
I
a
ma-
lot of talent. That's a lot of things that could go wrong, but I'm telling you, everything's going to go right.
If I make a mistake, 65 people suffer. You know, so I've had to learn my music afresh now. I'm like, oh, I sing it 4 times. You know, like normally on stage I can do whatever because the
Right,
guys follow me.
improvise.
Yeah. No, now it's 4 times. 3, Steve, 4 times.
4
because
times.
Now okay. You know, so
You have the conductor
You know, the
there.
conductor. I can't do that. There's 65 souls that are depending on me singing right.
Oh my goodness, and an audience that I know is absolutely going to eat it up. What's coming for the rest of 2025, 2020 Thrive? We know an album is in the making. Tell me more.
I normally don't do this.
Okay.
But because people are waiting with
Bated breath.
sharp weapons to do harm in my spirit.
No, don't
so
say that.
we are going to the studio this year.
Yes.
We are going to the studio. No dates. But I've been saying to people, before the 31st of December, 12 o'clock, midnight, you will receive
will
an album.
receive.
You know, but it's a... I think that's the hardest journey, you know, because you have to go back to the beginning and think about who you are,
Yeah.
not who you've become, but who you are in essence, and why you're right, and why you, and the fact that you are not part of the process. The process, there's nothing that you contribute. The music is there. All you need to do is to capture it and be honest about it, and don't try and curate. The music will speak to its people and to its intended people. So that's what I've been going through in the past 2 months. There's a lot of songs, and so you're thinking which one goes in, which one.
Give it all. We'll take it all.
Exactly.
No stress.
That's right.
Yeah, A side and a B side deluxe. We'll take it all.
That's what someone said. Someone said, you're not living in the age of LPs, Mandisi. We can get 20 songs. I'm like, but we'll see. It's a beautiful process. So as soon as we are done with the 3 performances, the focus then shifts into preparing ourselves.
Wow. And we'll be there holding your hand, and then you're going to come back and tell us how it is a record-breaking album. And we're going to get so excited right now, Expresso fam. I know Raul's got some good news for you on the way, but this is the best news right here, that we're even going to experience a performance by the great Mandisi in just a bit. Thank you so much for being obedient to your calling. We appreciate you, and we can't see it right here being witnessed on your Feel Good Breakfast show.
Thank you.
Sure, what a talent. Now that we know he's an official Comrades runner, Mandisi's going to be running through the studio the entire morning, and he's not going to sweat at it at all. So I can't wait to see more of this absolute superstar, but I also can't wait to hopefully see more moolah in your pocket, Mzansi, and this is how we do it, because you've got an opportunity to play the Daily Lotto for an estimated 550,000 Rand in jackpots. It's all happening this Thursday, and it means you could be winning big. So do the following, right? Buy your tickets now in store. You can go to the nationallottery.co.za website. There's the mobile app. You can also use cell phone banking or the option of dialing *120 *7529# and then follow the USSDs on your phone. It's that simple. And we want you to win the money so badly that we put these details on our Expresso's social media pages, so you could literally go check it out right now and Panda Push Up Play the Daily Lotto for an estimated 550,000 Rand in jackpots, all happening today, and that means you need to play, and I'm wishing you nothing but good luck. That's a lot of moolah you can get in your pocket.
And I'm just imagining with all that money, how many chickpeas could I buy? How much butter could I put it in? Because that's exactly what we're going to test in a little bit. All around are these butter chickpeas you've been seeing everywhere. Is it a success? Is it a hot mess? I feel like with these ingredients, it's almost guaranteed to be absolutely delicious. And then we get into the goodness of the Ziyakala Festival. It's going to be so exciting, and I can't wait for you to find out more details about this, Expresso fam. So I think your duty now is to grab your cup of coffee and then make sure you're back. We're coming back straight after this.
Only you can make my day. It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back. It is your Feel Good Breakfast show on this beautiful Thursday, and we've got to get into the goodness of the South African Broadcasting Corporation. Of course, that's our home right here at the SABC. The Sun City came together with them for the inaugural Ziyakala Mo Sun City Festival.
And a festival like no other. Now, this was groundbreaking. It was a collaboration that saw Sun City partnering with 9 of the SABC's 9 African language stations. And that was to bring the festival to life. And oh, did they do that?
They did, and our very own Expresso team and, of course, our girl Ayanda Gita Bete were on the ground to speak to the amazing guests, MCs, and, of course, the incredible artists that made this festival possible. So let's have a look.
South African Broadcasting Corporation, better known as SABC, and Sun City are thrilled about the inaugural Ziyakala Mo Sun City Festival happening this weekend. Sun City has partnered with 9 of the SABC's African language stations to bring this experience to life. Now, this isn't your regular experience. It is a curated and sold-out experience that promises to offer guests an immersive and luxury getaway. The leopard carpet has been rolled out and guests are starting to arrive in their African chic attire. So stay with me as we chat to some stars and attendees. What makes events like this different from your normal hip-hop events and R&B events?
I think for me, it's the amount of effort that the artists themselves put into their craft. It's like 99% live bands, and it's a variety, from all over the country. You have your Mamno Tembi, you have Black Mambazo, and then the next music you have Java, you have Makadzi from Limpopo, Java from KZN, Casper from Northwest, Ringo from Eastern Cape. It is a truly South African event.
Batsi, the lady with the gentleman's voice, how are you feeling having MC tonight?
Ayanda, to tell you, it's a dream come true. And ngombana, wow, what is this? Hashtag Ziyakala Mo Sun City. It's something that I'm honored to have done.
Who are you really looking forward to seeing today? Who's your favorite act?
Yo, people are going to think like I'm biased. But ge, akuna king, izan, utokotera no tembi mkhubane ngikhuluma ngolaxmani inyoni edle ezinye. Nguye ngimlindeleko vele bunqopha.
Yabona ke le show le hayi siyacela nje ukuthi angazi ngicela kubani ukuthi le show le every year sifuna ukuzibona sila. Ngiyacala nje ukubona i-show esine support kangaka ne the way nama planning angakhona. Mina i-show engangayigcina eAmerica, Apollo Theatre 1988. Le show especial kangaka. I'm so proud ukuthi South Africa you growing ne support nje ukuthi abantu basekhaya bayawuthanda kakhulu nje abantu umvumo wasekhaya uyabona bayawuthanda bawusupport. Sibona ngesupport ekhona la. Siyabona nje ukuthi hayi sijabulile sonke.
God, good job, Uleti. Now, please, can we pan your outfit, Mawaze Wamuhle? Turn around for us, show us what you're wearing.
Yes, and I love you know my tutu. Angimthanda njengesanal. Chiga.
Events like this are quite major, and you have to prepare yourself. You have to do your research. You have to know your artist. You have to know the music, the culture, the values. So when you get on stage, you know exactly what to express. Hey, Expresso. So basically, it's all about preparation. It's all about making sure that when you get on stage, you're as calm as possible and you speak the language that people understand. Setswana kabotse nakalina ke eimon mokwena wena uma.
Traditional music plays such a huge role on this continent, and if we obviously looking at South Africa, there are so many cultures, so many languages, and for us, I mean specifically, we come from KZN, we represent umculo wesintu wa KwaZulu, and but to come to a place like this and see people from all over, Sindebele, Swati, anything that any of these incredible languages, anything, it's just beautiful. It's a huge melting pot.
Now, I can't have the two of you and not take the opportunity to ask you to sing a line or two from one of your songs. Which one are we going for?
Hlanganani, kumnandi, ukubona ma-Afrika ehlangana. Kumnandi, ukubona ma-Afrika ehlangana. Kumnandi, ukubona ma-Afrika ehlangana. Kumnandi, ukubona ma-Afrika ehlangana.
With your music, what message are you hoping people will get from it when they listen to it?
I'm giving my vibes, confidence, chill, everything. I'm just emulating my energy, my vibe. Sometimes I speak to people, I say things that I wish musicians would say in songs. So yeah.
Kuyangijabulisa kakhulu ukuthi I am recognized as the artist that I always wanted to be, umuntu ohambisa phambili amaciko. Kuyangijabulisa ukuthi siyahlangana as different kinds of people in a space like this. Sigqoke ngendlela esithanda ngayo, ngendlela abazali bethu futhi nabo abayiqhenya ngayo. I mean, it's a beautiful thing and I wish it happens weekly or monthly.
Lady Smith back, Mambazo. You guys were phenomenal as usual. How are you feeling, Bab?
Oh, we are very happy. The audience was great. We love the performance.
Now, events like Ziyakala Mo are not very popular. There's not big events that celebrate traditional music. Why do you think that Ziyakala Mo is particularly important?
It's very important, especially to bring the spotlight to our traditional music, because with our traditional music, that is where we can teach our young ones who they are. This is where we all learn who we are.
I'm going to put you on the spot here. What is your favorite song to sing?
Hello, 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 my baby. Hello, 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 my baby. Hello, my baby. Hello, my sweetheart. Hello, my baby. Hello, my baby. Hello, my baby. Hello, my chocolate. Hello, my hello, my sweet chocolate. Hello, my baby. Oh, my baby.
What a time to be alive and to see lovers of South African music experience a one-of-a-kind cultural celebration at Sun City Resorts in partnership with SABC Radio. I think it's safe to say that the first ever Ziyakala Mo Sun City Festival went well in its first year. We cannot wait to see what they have more in store for us next year.
Oh, wow, what a celebration. And clearly, as you can see from the guests, from the artists, this is something that everybody loved. What a beautiful experience, a one-of-a-kind cultural celebration. And I can't wait to see more of it because clearly the support was astounding and everybody wants more. For now, though, we're going to go for more when it comes to the kitchen. Let's go.
Indeed, if the music is going, that means that something's got to be a buzz in the kitchen, and especially when it comes to just getting inspiration from recipes online. Now, if you are anything like me, Expresso fam, and actually draw so many inspiration when it comes to food recipes from TikTok, from Instagram, you're not alone, let me tell you that much. And I want to get into this viral recipe. It's all about not buttered chicken, but buttered chickpeas, a delicious bringing together of creaminess and the protein of these legumes. And I'm telling you, it's going to be a favorite on your rotation. So I'm going to bring in my sous chef Ryle as we start out our recipe. How do you feel about chickpeas?
I just heard butter. We're doing chickpeas. What's going on?
We're doing like a buttered chicken.
I love chickpeas. I love the fact that it's a great protein alternative. It's a meat-free alternative to get some of your macros in as well. So I love it. And there's so many ways you can mix it up, blend it, turn it into paste.
Hummus.
Exactly. So it's a wonder food actually, but never ever seen this before.
Right. And if you haven't seen it either, Expresso fam, let's have a look at this to see where exactly we got this crazy idea from.
Let's make my butter chickpea curry. It's a twist on the classic butter chicken dish, but it's more affordable to make using chickpeas, it's quicker and easier to cook, and it's also vegan. It's great for an easy midweek meal, and you can serve it with either rice or naan. You'll find a full recipe in the caption below. Enjoy!
And enjoy we will.
Hey, I like the thick creaminess. It's got that like little umami look to it.
Yes.
I want to know what this tastes like.
Right.
Come on now.
So we're caramelizing our onions right now.
I saw that, and then a couple of spices went in there.
You know we got to go in with our butter chicken spice, some turmeric, because what's a curry without it?
And are these our spices or the leftovers from Lucian that he brought yesterday? Because Man's brought all the things from his home.
The buckies with all the spices were present.
I love that.
Yeah. Loki, that's why I wanted him to win and made him win, because I was like, this man went far and beyond.
You weren't even honest to the people about how he threatened you before that. and said you have to make
With
me.
that stick. Oh my goodness. Okay, so let's get into some garlic and ginger. You
Yes.
again can't have this sort of dish without it.
And listen, these are the essentials. We're getting the good stuff, onions, we're sauteing over here, we got some good spices. So bringing the heat, bringing this to life.
Can you
I like
smell
it.
that?
Yes.
It's fantastic.
This is the winter like sensation that I needed to smell right now.
And
Warm
then
me
you
up.
also got to do some tomato paste. And the thing about tomato paste, you have to cook out the bitterness, right? So you throw it in and you cook it together with the rest of your spices.
Cooking out the bitterness.
Girl,
Yeah. Bring on that
I was
sweet
a
life.
girl, right? I have been in the kitchen, let
Nice.
me tell
I love
you.
it. So we've got a little bit of stuff left over here, which I
Yeah.
imagine, does that come through later? You,
So I'm
you
gonna
keeping the
let you
spice
do
for
this.
later as well?
So the butter chicken spice and the plain yogurt are going to be wrapped up in the chickpeas, so it marinates a little bit. So I'll
Before
take
going
care of
into-
this.
Okay, do you want me to
And
do that?
You do that over there.
Getting on it. All right, so mixing the
Perfect.
spices, and this was just plain yogurt? Is that correct?
That's the what?
Is this plain yogurt?
That's plain yogurt.
Okay, cool.
And you can
Pretty
even
simple.
marinate it a night before so that it gets even more
Yeah.
umami
It's
and
like
delicious.
soaks it all up.
You
I
know what
love
I
that.
mean?
Have you ever done anything like overnight where you prepare it and it like really comes to life? I've only done it with like oats.
Oats, yes.
Overnight oats,
Well,
yo.
marinated chicken, to be fair.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's
Yeah.
okay. No, I'm being silly. But honestly, like when it comes to like non-meat items, we don't really
Oh, we
overnight
don't
them too much
usually.
apart from oats. So this is a really good idea to have these chickpeas like just absorb all of it. And I can imagine when you bite into it later.
The flavor. Put the
Wow.
flavor in here.
All
Let's
right.
get that
Is it
going.
ready?
It's ready,
Oh man, and this is already looking creamy. I'm gonna make the camera see this for sure because look at that.
So
That
of
looks
course, if
good.
you want this to be vegan, you could either use coconut milk or coconut cream.
Oh, of course, to
Get a bit
replace the
thicker.
dairy. Then this is a full-on. Yeah, you're absolutely
Full on
right.
vegan meal. for all of our
Nice, yeah.
vegetarians out there.
Everything else actually yeah.
That's
perfect.
it. And
Except
then throw
for,
that. That's coconut milk.
Oh, nicely done.
And it's going to go in, Raul, so you can help me out with that.
All right, let me add
And
that
then I'll put
together.
the
I did see this
tomato.
going through, and I was wondering where that extra creaminess came from. It all makes sense now.
Isn't
Oh,
that good? As the rain
that.
pours down in the mother city, it's also agreeing that this is a fantastic meal.
I think you're absolutely right. I think a lot of South Africa, if we saw the weather, it is wet out there.
It's
We are cold.
crazy.
Officially, it is winter. I don't know
Yeah.
who isn't experiencing rain. So meals like this really warm you up from the inside. And I can just picture like mom's dad coming home from like a tough day's workout in this weather. The smell of this as you enter the house, that's like a house full of love.
Yeah.
A hug just waiting to say, well done, I appreciate you. And this is what we can all do for our loved ones, right?
And the great thing is you didn't have to take the chicken out the freezer. You know that panic that we all experience?
Oh no, I forgot.
I forgot. This is so easy to make. Of course, maybe not children, but if you're a young adult, if you're a later teenager, this is something you can prepare for your family. And then we get into this goodness. So, Raul, if you can pass me a bowl, then we can
Ooh.
try it out for
You
ourselves.
really prepared something for us?
Yes.
Nicely done.
Now you can go ahead.
Let
Now
me
you
tuck
can
into
serve this with naan like they did in the video, or you could use some rice to soak up all of the juices. I don't know, how would you like your butter
I would
chicken?
honestly take like a thick slice of naan, something, or otherwise I'd probably just let the rice just kind of absorb all the sauce. I'm really much of a rice fan of late. And have we spoken about the smell here?
It's insane.
Ooh, okay. So officially, we gotta rate this thing, and I know it's quite hot right now.
Oh, what a difficult job. What a tough day at work.
Okay.
Let's try that.
Just careful, right? It's very, very hot.
It smells amazing. You burn your tongue?
Just blew it cold enough.
Ooh.
Whoa! And there's a bit of
Spicy.
a Kacha, there's a bit of a kick in this one. Woohoo! I'm warm. Winter, what is that about? It's gone.
It's summer
Summer's in my
now.
body. I think.
Oh, that's good
Listen,
though.
considering the season, considering where we're at.
It's an immediate success.
Yeah, I agree with you.
You've got to
Wow.
try this recipe. ExpressoShow.com is where you find it. In fact, I think I'll finish the rest of this espresso, fam. You've got to add it to your rotation.
Absolutely,
This is dinner
wow.
sorted right here in your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Yep, that's exactly where you can get it. And also, we got a lot to look forward to because Zoe's coming through to give us the latest on the F1 movie. It's F1, the movie. And I believe Brad Pitt's in this one as well. Man, I
Everyone's
missed
talking
that.
about Brad Pitt. How
I
about
missed that
some
hunk, eh?
Damson Idris?
Oh, okay, fine. Okay, you raised the bar there, and I'm absolutely here for it. Listen, the premiere's here, and Zoe's got the latest. So, Mzansi, don't go anywhere. You can stay in your covers, stay warm, stay cozy, and we're going to bring you more of the good stuff. This
By
was
that he
good.
means Damson Idris. So there love it.
Only you can make my day. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Oh, yes, Mzansi, welcome back. Your Feel Good Breakfast Show. And listen, brace yourselves, tuck in, and get those seatbelts on because the movie F1 officially hit cinemas last Friday, and it's already causing a stir with racing fans and movie lovers alike. So today, we're going to dive into something deeper, the deepness into this film that brings speed, heart, and Hollywood star power to the track. You ready for this one?
It really does that, though. I watched it. I want to watch it again. I'm just telling you that
You
much.
watched it already?
I watched it already. I watched it already. If you haven't seen sorry, I didn't invite you. If you haven't seen it yet, here's a quick look at the action-packed trailer, and then we get into chats with Zoe Human, all about how to get your engines going.
I can't believe you watched this.
I'm sorry.
So you like straight talk?
Straight as an arrow, no sugar.
Why are you here, Sonny? When you look in the mirror, you see this rough and tumble, old school cowboy. Doesn't take orders, goes his own way, huh? A lone wolf. Well, I've news for you. Formula One is a team sport. It always was. Listen, let's get this straight. We all lose our jobs if you can't pull off a miracle.
No pressure.
None.
The only question here is, why did Sonny Hayes come back to F1?
I think it's really wonderful that Apex are giving second chances to the elderly.
It's all right. You're just worried I'm quicker than you.
making a mistake, thinking that I'm just going to be some grateful kid who'll bend the knee to an old timer.
I never should have pulled you into this.
That's the other driver. You say he was old. He not that old. That's a handsome man right there.
What's he do? Be ready.
Just gotta hope for some lucky breaks.
Hope it's not a strategy.
Anything else, Professor?
Try fast. Ever seen a miracle?
Not yet. How do you think I'd feel if you die on the track?
3 laps. 3 laps is a lifetime.
Whoa.
Anything left to say?
Okay, there is something to say. I was a little bit upset before. Now I'm really upset that you went without me. Guys, homework's on Thursday morning. How are we doing?
Good morning, everyone.
This is a very angry person sitting here.
I'm sorry, I got flown out to Joburg. They put me in IMAX. They put me up for the night in a hotel. So I was living my best F1 life.
Word? Okay, apart from the glam experience before the movie, talk to me about the actual film.
Listen,
was it as hyped as everything else?
I did have to separate the two and be like, okay, serious hats now on. Let's go. But guys, no, this is a brilliant movie. I think you can watch this trailer and just know that something magical is about to happen. In this 2-hour, 35-minute long movie, which maybe that didn't need to be so long. They definitely could have edited it a little bit, 10 minutes or so out at least. I don't know why these movies are always doing 2.5-hour movies now, but it was brilliant. It is a brilliant movie exploring the racing industry and just, the scenes of this movie. Guys, it's amazing.
Sure, it does look cool.
And they actually shot on the ground at some of the F1 race courses, right?
Yes. So I think that's what makes this movie really special, is how much you can tell that they have taken from actual racers' experiences. I mean, you've got producer Lewis Hamilton in this movie, which is so exciting. And you can feel the difference. You've got all the game players in it. You see Verstappen in the movie. You see everything, and you see Brad Pitt and Damson intertwined in this real world scenario.
And one thing for me, especially watching some of the streamers out there that are showcasing F1 and really bringing you to the ground, it seems very similar. Like I'm almost watching a documentary, these camera angles, it's very intense. I don't think CGI is at this level yet. Wow, it makes you feel like you're in the car, like you're in the seat. Did you get that from like watching the film as well?
Listen, I used to be in grade 2 with my little car simulator at home, and it felt exactly like that, but 10 times better. Especially if you're going to watch this movie in IMAX, you see it on the big screen and you're like, I'm there. This is me. I am Verstappen.
What if you're not a fan of F1 though, and you don't know anything about the world? Is there some way of you still enjoying this as a movie, standalone?
So I think that's what this movie sort of feels like. Maybe even like a little bit of propaganda for, especially for Americans, I think, sort of forcing you to look at racing and be like, oh my word, I need to be watching the sport, because you're going to get that experience if you watch this for the first time. You don't need to be a big F1 fan to watch this movie and think, yeah, this is for me. Anyone is going to enjoy this. I mean, you said, Carissa, that you loved it.
I'm a novice. Like, I know the names. I know Lewis Hamilton, mostly for his pop culture fashion side of things, to be fair. And I think he's fantastic. But this movie had me gripped. Again, IMAX, I think that also helped in everything. But you know what it felt like? That blockbusters are back. That Hollywood has entered into another era. And I don't know if it's just because it was Brad Pitt, but I lapped up, sorry for the pun, every single moment of that movie. I didn't even feel like it was 2.5 hours long.
No, you saw Brad Pitt shirtless and you were like, hey, it's okay.
When Brad Pitt
Let's take
is
a time.
shirtless in this?
Maybe. There's Brad Pitt, Tom Cruise. They just be naked and saying, 60 plus, who cares? I've got this.
But I mean, let's talk about that, because apparently this has been claimed as one of his best acting performances of his career, which is quite a statement. And obviously, Missy has also been fanning over young Idris. I mean, let's talk about it. How's the acting here?
Not a young Idris, but Damson Idris.
Damson Idris,
But low-key, young Idris Elba.
It's giving Idris vibes. Let's be honest.
No. So, like, their relationship, I think It's a classical sort of relationship. I don't think you're going to look at the story and think, oh my word, this is such a new concept. You have the older, mature driver who was a bit reckless in his past, now coming to the picture, seeing himself in this younger version and really wanting to uplift and mentor him and also himself in the process. And that's what the story is ultimately about. Their relationship is beautiful. Also, the female characters in this movie, amazing. I think there was a bit of an uproar beforehand because the Bridgerton actress, Simone Ashley, she was cut down. She was supposed to be a big player in this movie. And I think a lot of people were excited to see her in this, especially because she promoted it before with the trailer. Turns out she was 0.08 seconds in that movie. And I wonder how that works out. How do you get your check after that? But in terms of what they've done with the film, it is amazing. Would have been curious what had happened with her character, but at the end of the day, beautiful movie.
Yeah, fantastic movie. And I can't wait for you to go and watch it. I know we've got a bunch of competitions happening on the Expresso social media pages that will plug you in just a little bit. But Zoe, out of 10, how many vroom vrooms does this movie get?
I must actually go.
Rev it all up, baby. Rev it up.
That's 2. That's 3, actually. That's 5. No, guys. It's up there with Cars as my favorite movies of racing of all time.
Whoa. Okay, well, listen, we are hyped. We are definitely keen to see this, especially seeing that people did it without us. So we hit the chicken carpet at the Hyde Park premiere, as you heard last week, and spoke to some familiar faces. And here's what they had to say about the movie.
Some people look at Sonny Hayes. They see a guy who lives in a van, a gambling junkie who missed his shot, the best that never was. But I see possibility.
And if you don't love me now, we'll never love me again.
Do I need to say much? Do you know what I mean? I feel like here's the Ferrari for Lewis Hamilton as well as Leclerc. And then for me, I was just like, I need to bring out the red. So no one has any mistake. Because I'm sorry, everyone, but I did move from Mercedes to Ferrari. I think we all know why. Thank you very much. 7-time world champion. But I also felt like I needed to bring in a little bit of a leather jacket, you know, for the racing and everything. But also a jumpsuit, because that's what they wear, right? So I'm a Formula One curly through and through. And then there had to be some sparkle because it's Zanele Potawa.
Well, for me, I'm just so interested in the behind-the-scenes vibes. We know this movie was sort of shot during the F1 season, which for me is like a wild, wild notion. The fact that they had cameras on the ground while F1, F2, and F3 were actually going on, for me is crazy. So I want to see the genuine crowds and the genuine hype around the movie. Yeah.
I love how this film is being made. The practical effects are fantastic. I love that the way they're filming this is as real as you can possibly get in a film. So I'm very, very excited about that.
But he's young. You plus him, boom, I got a team.
When was the last time you won a race?
Sunday, Daytona.
Oh, I'm sorry. I meant Formula One.
Oh, I'm sorry. Then same as you.
What brings me out to the F1 premiere tonight is definitely Brad Pitt. I love him, so that's a plus. I love Javier Bardem as well. But also, I worked a little bit on the film as sustainable consultants during the time they were shooting in Hungary. So it's kind of like a special moment for me.
This is a must-attend and a must-see movie because Formula One, Brad Pitt, we've got Damson Idris in this. It's bound to be something epic. You know, when Brad Pitt is in a movie, you cannot go wrong. And now we're talking Formula One. So the speed, the action, the star power, this is definitely a must-see movie.
Of course, the racing, because it will feel as if you are in a car. And I want to know what it feels like to actually sit in one of those cars and have a huge, huge holiday in that car on the racing track. So that's why I'm really here for. It's for the cars and the racing and to see what the cameras do with it.
Well, it's start.
To be honest with you, it was mind-blowing how good it was. I can't believe how good the storyline was and how overtly it wasn't about F1, but it was. It was like a masterclass in subtle marketing, but a great movie at the same time. I was mind-blown. It was amazing, yeah.
It didn't live up to the hype. It exceeded the hype, okay? Listen, no, genuinely, I think when we thought we were getting an F1 film, and especially as an F1 fan, I'm someone where I was like, I thought it was gonna be like a little bit of a different drive to survive, if you will, and it was nothing like it. It was 100 billion times better, and I feel like this is exactly what Formula One fans want, and anyone who isn't even a fan of Formula One, you'll enjoy it so much because the acting is so good, the storyline is so good, and I genuinely feel like it's really a story about racing, and for anyone who appreciates it, you genuinely feel it in your heart.
Favorite moment had to be in the 3 laps that lasted a lifetime, where there was a moment of silence. And when you watch the film, you'll recognize it, because I have never felt silence so deeply. And you would never anticipate that from a sports film, right? You'd think that was maybe for a romantic, it's very unexpected to feel so deeply on a racetrack.
You know, this movie actually makes me feel like I can race cars. I mean, I was blessed to have the opportunity to actually race F1 cars with tumbling in Dubai. What an experience! And wow, yeah, makes me a lot more obsessed with F1.
Okay, I think everybody should watch this. This is just a great film. I wouldn't say, ooh, it's good for people who like F1 or it's good for people who like cars. It's good for people who like sports. It's good for everybody. This is a film that also tackles humanity. Yes, there's a large focus on good cars, but it's ultimately a human story, humans who experience different emotions, and I loved that. There was fear, there was excitement, there was freedom. I loved the human elements of the story.
You think any of them respect us?
Never break the chain.
Yeah, okay, it's official. I am the angriest and most jealous person here right
Okay,
now.
it's okay. You've got time. It's in cinemas. It is in cinemas. It released on the 27th of June, so make sure that you make your way there. F1, the movie, Brad Pitt, Damson Idris, and an angry Ryle. You'll see him at the entrance there.
Thank you so much, Zoe, for that. Absolutely hyped. And here's even more reason to get hyped, because we've got Ottolenghi coming through and bringing some pantry staples. I think it's Balatzu or Balazu. I'm not too sure exactly, but Balazu.
I think you got to say it like
You got to
that.
find out soon enough.
Not only that, we'll find out from Mandisi what he's got for us in terms of performances. I can't wait to get into the music that we know and love, and maybe there'll be something new for us, Expresso fam. We're going to witness greatness on the other side of this.
See you soon.
See you, bye.
We need samples from living dinosaurs.
That's kind of our specialty.
Let's go!
Jurassic World. Win the ultimate adventure for 2 to Thailand with Wolo Travel worth 100,000 Rand. Experience adrenaline-filled thrills, cinematic landscapes, and vibrant street life. Enter now at Expresso's social pages. T's and C's apply.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. 1 hour has officially wrapped up. Let's get into your second hour by starting out with your national news headlines. Now we get started here where Transport Minister Barbara Creecy has revealed a 66.1 billion rand overhaul to fix South Africa's ailing transport system. Now with a license card backlog at 690,000, she confirmed the printing machine is now repaired. Airports company South Africa will spend 21.7 billion rand upgrading infrastructure, while commuter rail recovery is underway with new trains, station upgrades, and a rebuilt signalling system. Now, the strategy aims for an integrated transport network by 2030, with Creecy vowing to restore public trust. In other news in the country, the African Development Bank has approved a $139 million loan to Johannesburg to upgrade water, electricity and waste infrastructure. Now, this is ahead of November's G20 summit. With burst pipes, rolling blackouts and urban decay plaguing the city, the loan will fund 100 projects to restore service delivery. Now, President Ramaphosa previously criticized Joburg's state, calling it, quote, not very pleasing. Now, the bank says reviving Africa's richest city is key to regional growth as well as investment. In your international news making headlines, Ukraine has raised the alarm after reports that the U.S. paused key weapon shipments, including Patriot missiles and artillery shells, citing low stockpiles. Now, Kiev summoned the U.S. envoy, warning that the move could embolden Russia and also stall air defense. The Pentagon decision reportedly affects 30 Patriots and 8,500 artillery shells. A Ukrainian source called it a, quote, total shock. Now, Kiev is still seeking clarity from U.S. officials and fears delays could worsen battlefield losses. Washington says the decision prioritizes U.S. interests. Meanwhile, U.S. President Donald Trump will reportedly host African leaders from 5 nations, Gabon, Guinea-Bissau, Liberia, Mauritania and Senegal in Washington next week. The summit will explore economic ties, especially in West Africa's mineral sector, and regional security issues. Now, the surprise gathering precedes a broader U.S.-Africa summit in September. It follows a White House-brokered ceasefire between DR Congo and Rwanda, part of increased U.S.-Africa diplomatic engagement. Now, officials hope the meeting will strengthen bilateral cooperation and investment across strategic African regions. And closing up your 7 o'clock news here, Connor Sonnenberg of Ohio in the U.S. has taken summer fun to the next bun with his fully functioning hot dog boat. Yes, an actual sausage-shaped speedster zipping across the Lake Erie at almost 40 kilometers an hour. Now, crowds can't stop laughing and filming as the giant Frankfurter slices through the waves like it's the most natural thing in the world. The viral wiener on water has caught the eye of park officials and may soon start at boat shows. Better yet, a sizzling partnership with the Oscar Mayer Wino Mobile is in the works. And the name of the boat registration, well, it's 1975 Hot Dog. Connor's craft proves joy sometimes comes mustard-coated. Now, one guy I want to say, what's up, dog, to is Mr. Ryle. He's going to be giving you those sporting highlights coming up.
Thank you so much, Carissa. And yes, once again, let's dive into all things sport. Now, we're going to start off with footballing action, where Chelsea have signed Brazil striker João Pedro, all the way from Brighton for a reported £60 million and handing him an 8-year deal. Now, the 22-year-old, who scored 30 goals in 70 games for the Seagulls, joins the Blues in time for the Club World Cup quarterfinals against Palmeiras. Now, Chelsea have also agreed a deal worth up to €65 million for Borussia Dortmund winger Jamie Gittins. And next up, we move to rugby news, and Tommy Freeman scored twice as the British and Irish Lions thrashed the Reds 52-12, making it 2 commanding wins from 2 on their Australia tour. Now, leading 21-12 at half-time, the Lions ran in 5 second-half tries to seal a dominant victory in front of over 46,000 fans, adding to their earlier 54-7 rout of the Western Force. Now, we move to cricket next, and Shubman Gill struck a commanding 114 runs not out, which was his second century in as many tests as captain to lead India to 310 for 5 at stumps on day 1 against England at Edgbaston. Now, Yashvi Yaswal added a fluent 87, while a late 99-run stand with Ravindra Jadeja with 41 runs not out steadied India after a brief wobble at 211 for 5. Incredible stuff. And last in the world of sport, we move to all things tennis, where top seed Arina Sabalenka battled past Marie Boskova 7-6, 6-4. And that's to reach the Wimbledon's third round, setting up a clash with Emma Raducanu on Friday. Now, meanwhile, number 4 seed Yasmin Paolini became the latest high-profile casualty, stunned 4-6, 6-4, 6-4 by Russia's Kamila Rakimova in a shock second-round exit. Well, sport is definitely heating up, and we'll touch base again in the next hour. But for now, many of you heading on the roads, and Carissa's got the latest when it comes to traffic.
Thank you so much, Nature Boy. Let's see what is happening on your roads. Well, in Pretoria, out in Gauteng, there's a stationary vehicle along the N1 northbound at Rigel Avenue, affecting the right lane. Now, no delays are expected as yet, but please do remain cautious when passing through the affected area. Now let's move over to Cape Town, where motorists are urged to maintain a safe following distance as the Cape is experiencing rainy weather conditions. Now, of course, visibility is reduced, so make sure you use your headlights and remember to buckle up, take your time, listen to some good music so that you arrive alive. That's where we leave your roads. Let's see what's happening in your weather. Well, in your weather news, South Africa is bracing for a bitter winter blast from today through the weekend as cold fronts sweep across the country, mainly affecting the Western and Northern Cape as well as the Free State. A yellow level 4 warning is in place for the Western Cape with disruptive rainfall and flood risks expected. Now, the Cape Town Metro Disaster Risk Management Centre and NGOs are on standby to assist where necessary. Yellow level 1 alerts warn of thunderstorms, hail and lightning in northern parts of the Eastern Cape, while damaging winds and fire danger are expected in parts of the Northwest, Northern Cape as well as the Free State. Now let's get into that sunrise view of this hour. We touched down in Durban. Now we head on over to Pretoria, and representing it so beautifully, we have Charmaine showing us exactly what we are missing out on the Pretoria side of the world. Well, listen, the nation's capital is looking absolutely gorgeous on this beautiful Thursday morning. Out here in the mother city, it is rainy, but it looks like the sun is out to play on your side of town. Thank you so much, Charmaine, for sending through what it looks like through your eyes. 063-036-9649 is how you also participate in sending us what it looks like on your side of the country or even the world as we get into your chilly temperatures for the day.
After all that cold weather, we brought something in to heat you up.
We did.
Mandisi,
Are you pointing?
yeah.
Oh, I thought you were pointing at me. Of course not. It's Mandisi, full of the building. Ral, I don't know about you, but I cannot wait for this performance that's coming our way, Feel Good Fam. What should we expect? What should we actually brace ourselves for?
The old.
The old and familiar.
I love that.
But fresh.
Ooh.
You sound so wise beyond your years, bro. I'm loving this experience you're sharing with us. I'm absolutely here for it. I'm here for all the vibes, and I hope you are too, Mzansi. And also, the vibes aren't just going to be for the ears, but for the belly too, because we've got pantry staples coming at you. Balazu and Ottolenghi are coming through with inspiration and the essentials that you got to get in your pantry. That, and of course, perfect performances coming in just a bit. See you soon.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Hey, you beautiful people. Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. We're opening you up to all the good things right here on Expresso. And with that, opening up your belly to something delicious. Because Woolworths is known for being innovative, right? You know this. And they are bringing us excellent quality products all the time. Things that are crafted with care. So today, we've got product developer Farzana Jacobs in the building to introduce us to our new pantry favorites. We're talking about Balazu and Ottolenghi. And these are products made for home cooks who want to add depth and richness to their meals without the fuss, or maybe someone that wants to be a home cook and is looking for inspiration. So, Farzana, firstly, welcome back. How are you doing?
I'm so well. How are you?
I'm good. Last time I remember you had a young little belly and a bump, and it's gone. Now you're looking amazing. So congratulations.
Thank you.
I know it was a couple months ago, but we got to celebrate it.
Baby's 8 months.
Yeah, and how's it? All healthy and strong and good?
Healthy, strong, learning to crawl. Yeah,
Yes.
we're moving.
So I'm assuming then that you've definitely taken to the inspiration of cooking now and saving yourself some time, right?
Exactly. Convenience. All about convenience.
I'm looking at convenience here and I absolutely love what I'm seeing. So let's dive into this range. I love this. We're talking about pantry staples, right?
Correct.
And we've got inspiration from both Balazu and Ottolenghi. I know Ottolenghi, I know about the inspiration on all those flavors and stuff like that. Is that something that we can expect from this range as well?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So you'll get your Middle Eastern inspired flavors from Ottolenghi, and Balazu, your Mediterranean.
Okay, so talk me to the range of Balazu because I'm not too familiar with this. So what sort of profiles are we really talking here when it comes to the flavors?
You're getting that vibrancy, bold, earthy notes.
Okay.
Yeah, nutty, spicy, complete Mediterranean excellence.
And for those that have no idea what the purpose of these are, right? These are what brings flavor to any meal, right? So
Correct.
in terms of where and how we would apply this or what we would put this to, what are the options here? Because it's not just like a sauce. We can make a few things out of this, right?
So Balazu and Ottolenghi, it's so versatile. I mean, it's packed with flavor and easy to use. So you can either stir through your pasta, spread it on sandwiches, you can use it as a marinade, or you can just coat your roasted veggies or protein.
Oh my word. And I'm looking at some of the options that we have here. I don't know if you can see this, but we've got a tagine paste, which is something I'm very familiar with. We've got the rose harissa paste as well. So this is like a lot of like the flavors that we want that takes a lot of time to prepare. And this is bringing that convenience because I can just prepare my base and just add some of this in, add it to a jus, and I'm pretty much sorted. And I can't help but see that there's something here that is just screaming at me to go, try me, try me.
Let's taste.
Yeah, so what have we got here? So we can really like discover these flavors.
So we have the Bilizou traditional Genovese pesto, and then this one we have the Ottolenghi miso paste.
What do you recommend we try first?
Let's go with the traditional.
Traditional,
Yeah.
all right. So I don't know what to expect from this. I've never tried this before, so this is going to be a literal live experience. Let me just make sure I get this right, get the proper twist. Oh, I got a big one here. Sorry about that. I should have.
Fresh, aromatic. You get that fresh basil.
Listen, I've been very blessed enough to head over to Italy more than once. And the al dente that they have in the experience is so much like this that I'm having right now. It is exactly that. It's fresh. It's not overpowering, which is something I notice is very different to our profile versus international profiles. It just has that perfect balance to it. So I can see how well this can play in not just a meal like this, but maybe marinating and making a meat like a chicken or making a bit of a roast as well, not just a pasta. You can get so creative with this.
And it's bringing your restaurant quality at home.
It is. It feels like a lot of time and effort went into this. So you could definitely fool me. For if you said you made this, I'd be like, wow, thank you for all the time and love that went into it. Sorry, I got to get another one before we move on.
So delicious.
Okay. So that is earthy, that is balanced, that is not rich, like I said, not overpowering, but just hitting all the right marks. I love that. So just a reminder, what of this was that?
So this was the traditional Genovese pesto.
Where is that even? Okay, I'm going to find it somewhere.
Somewhere
It's
there.
hiding around there somewhere, but let's move on because we've got another one to taste. But that was absolutely delicious. So what is next on here?
So this is the Ottolenghi miso paste on the end.
All right, and Ottolenghi really has come through with so many different varieties of flavors, of inspirational meals. So I love how you've essentially taken those flavors and boxed them and given it to us, right?
Yeah. Can you taste that earthiness?
What happened here?
Umami.
What's causing that sweetness as well? Where would that come from?
The sweet caramelized onions.
Oh my goodness. So it does have like a, I don't know how to explain this. It does have like a umami feel to it. It does
That's
have
from
that,
the miso.
That roastiness. So again, if you wanted to maybe even take this to like an Asian side of things, you could. It doesn't fully blow you away with that Asian feel.
That's how versatile our products are.
I know, it just sits on that fence of like, it could be, could it be? Come on, this is incredible.
So
I gotta have
delicious.
another taste of this. If you, and this is probably gonna be one of the hardest questions to ask you. Out of both ranges, out of the Bilizou and the Ottolenghi, which are your favorites?
I know.
And you got to choose one from each range.
You can't make me choose. No,
Try.
no, you can't make me choose. No.
Okay. How about this then? While I just enjoy this, for tonight, if you had to maybe prepare a meal and look for inspiration, just for tonight though, because I know this is not a favorite, which one would you choose? What's
I would
tickling
go
your fancy?
for the rosirisse because it's just so easy. You can marinate your chicken and pop it into the oven.
Oh,
you don't have to think. Just goes
love
into
that.
the oven.
All right, so which one is that?
The Bilizou rosirisse over here.
Here we are, here we are. So it's the Bilizou rosirisse paste that it looks incredible. Okay, so this would give you like a bit of paprika, a bit of that chili feel, some of those
Some
warmer
spiciness,
spices.
some fruity floral notes as well.
Oh man,
Perfectly balanced.
One thing I would absolutely love to do is try the roasted aubergine tomato sauce in a meal because I think that would give you some of that like warmth on a cold day like this. I'm thinking even
Add it
throwing
to
it
a
into...
stew.
You're stealing the words out of my mouth. Adding it to a stew, giving you that sort of little cultural flavor again. Absolutely love this. So thank you so much for giving me inspiration over winter because we're lacking reasons to cook good meals, and I think this is exactly hitting the nail on the head. And you, Mzansi, can also do the following. You can elevate your everyday cooking with globally inspired flavors like we've just touched on now, thanks to Fazana, bringing through the good stuff. And you can shop these new pantry staples at Woolworths, in-store, online, and of course, on the app. All right, I need to tuck into this. That was delicious. Thank you so much.
Delicious as well.
Whoa.
This one is amazing.
I think they actually all are. Wow. I'm thinking of what we can do with this. My word. Well done. Wow.
I mean, you can even make a soup with this.
Oh my goodness, that definitely whet our appetite for something absolutely amazing coming your way. Mandisi's been waiting to perform for you, and him and his band have come together to bring you an incredible journey that you're about to embark on. It's a song called Impumelelo. Mandisi, take it away.
The song is called Impumelelo, a song about persistence and never giving up. We usually start with this song in our concerts. Hope you enjoy it.
If you weren't a fan before, I mean, come on now.
Yeah,
you have no choice.
This is class at its finest. What a beautiful performance. Please give us a bow. Y'all earned that one. Yeah.
There you go. Beautiful. My thing is, how do we top that?
I don't know,
It's really
actually.
a tough
It's a good
act to
question.
follow. But I think I'm just going to put this forward and you decide, Expresso fam. How about a loaded grilled cheese sandwich?
Might not top it, but it might just distract us a
You know
little
what
bit.
I'm
And now
saying.
I'm here for that. Let's keep it coming. And we also got every reason to help you when it comes to sleep and stress and why this might be more important than you think. If you are struggling and waking up groggy, then you definitely want to pay attention to this one. A lot of good conversation coming just after this.
And grilled cheese.
Sniffles, sore throat, ain't nobody got time for that. Kick flu symptoms to the curb with Carenza Para-C. Fast relief that gets you back to bossing your day. Need a pick-me-up and a payday? Jump in on our competition. Answer the weekly question on Expresso's social pages using hashtag #AdcocOTCWinter and you could pocket 2,000 Rand cash. Don't sleep on it. Entries close this Sunday. T's and C's on expressoshow.com.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Hey, Mzansi, welcome back. This is your Feel Good Breakfast Show. And yes, Expresso has been serving you this morning in so many ways with entertainment, with good food, and now with important conversation. And I think whether it's work stress or long to-do list or maybe just the winter blues, which can happen right now in this season, many of us are struggling to get quality sleep. But rest is one of the most important tools our bodies have for recovery and for our immunity. So joining us this morning is a sleep specialist, Dr. Del Ray, to unpack the science of sleep, stress, and how we can feel better from the inside out. So officially, Dr. Ray, welcome. How are we doing?
Good, I'm well, thanks.
Have you got a lot of energy? Have you slept well? I'm hoping you're not coming here to remind us as presenters, especially how bad of a situation we're in. But let's talk about it. What happens to the body when we are sleep deprived? Because I've felt this feeling and I get groggy, you're just irritable, the mood changes quite a bit. Is this kind of where we're going?
Yeah, exactly. Its primary job is recovery, repair and recovery. So it's giving your physical body time to do a whole lot of housework and repair and regeneration. It's giving your mind, so that's your cognitive side of things, a chance to sort of just take stock of things, sort out memory, all of those kinds of important factors. And then it also gives your mood and emotions time to sort of recalibrate. And so from that perspective, sleep handles all of those things in the background so that when we're awake, we're on our A game.
Quite important then. Now, I'm sure we can understand the concept of, let's say, stress affecting sleep, right? But what about sleep? Does it also then affect our stress if we're not getting enough sleep?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a complete bi-directional relationship, and I think this is why some people find themselves in a downward spiral that's difficult to get out of. So as you mentioned, if a person is stressed, we say that you're sort of on high alert, or your nervous system is on fire, sort of there's too much fight or flight going on, and that can make it very difficult for us to let our guard down and get into the sleep stage that we need to. Because when we go into really good sleep, we have this change in our nervous system, where our parasympathetic nervous system, so that's your rest and digest modes, it must dominate, and that allows you to have good, deep, broken, unbroken sleep, we should rather say.
Okay.
But when you then have very bad sleep, we go into this very sort of stress reactive state, and then that just fuels us stress and anxiety in the daytime, and then you start to obsess, oh my goodness, I'm probably not going to sleep well because now I'm exhausted, I need my sleep. It becomes an obsession, and you just go into this sort of tailspin.
Oh, it sounds like a nightmare. I'm just like always on. And I can almost imagine through some of the big moments that as a humanity we've gone through, like COVID as an example, this constant stress, how much it was actually affecting us and how we're probably still recovering from these moments as well. With regards to things like sleep hygiene and allowing, let's say, our immune system to even repair, does this assist in that in any way? But maybe we can start off with a good sleep hygiene first.
Sure. So we had a brief chat just now. I hate the term sleep hygiene.
Yeah. You don't use it, right?
No, it's terrible. It sounds like you're cleaning your sleep. I don't know who came up with it. But what it does refer to is all of our behaviors and the things that we do in the daytime that set us up for either very good sleep or very poor sleep. And so it starts with things like, obviously, how much caffeine are we having? Caffeine has a 6-hour half-life. So if you're going to be having a double espresso, at 8 p.m., you're going to have a heap of caffeine in your body. And even though a lot of people say, I can drink coffee easily and then I fall asleep, no problem, the problem is that it then breaks your sleep. So
again, the quality of your sleep gets massively affected.
That's exactly right, yeah. And then it's everything else, that, like how late am I eating? If we eat very late, it also can disturb our sleep. Am I exercising? If we do no exercise, it's not great for sleep. If we exercise too late, it makes it difficult to fall asleep. A big thing is now, of course, is using screens and devices right before bedtime, because that emits a short wavelength, intense light, blue light, that suppresses a hormone called melatonin, which can delay our sensations of sleepiness and then artificially make us think that we need to go to bed later, but we've got to be up early to be on set in the morning, and suddenly our sleep opportunity is very short. And so there's a number of things that we do in the daytime which can impact how well we sleep at nighttime. And these are things that are just mostly common sense, to be absolutely blunt with you.
Yeah.
But it makes sense that if you're not sleeping well, pay attention to some of these things, and then just make sure that you aren't making some of these really big rookie errors when it comes to great sleep.
We literally could be setting ourselves up for failure every day by not just paying attention to some of these small attributes that could increase our quality of sleep. And I think for many of us, I mean, I myself are even constantly chasing a better quality of sleep. And I've tried a lot of things which have worked well.
Yeah.
Cutting the phone off a few hours, not having liquids or solid foods a few hours before.
Yeah.
I get more deep sleep when I'm doing that. For someone that maybe doesn't like physically track their sleep with a watch or doesn't have that insight, how do they know that they are actually getting good quality sleep and that their immune system is going to be repaired in this process? Because sometimes people sleep for hours and then they wake up and they still don't feel good, right?
Yeah, that's pretty common. So the reality is that it's genuinely, how do you feel in the daytime? Because we can't control what's happening while we're asleep. Your body's doing its thing, your brain is doing its thing. But it's like, are you waking up and within sort of 30 minutes, do you feel energized, full of pep? Can you go throughout the whole day without napping? Big one.
Is that important?
Yeah, absolutely. Can you multitask? Are you creative? Are you able to remember things? You know, all of the things that we rely on a healthy brain to be able to do. And can you control your mood and your emotions? Do you fly off the handle, or are you mostly quite reasonable? If all of these things are sort of in check, if you're not constantly getting sick, for example, and if you feel that you're just genuinely very refreshed and restored, then probably all is well with your sleep. But if you're noticing that these things are starting to creep in, then you certainly want to reflect and think, am I giving my body and my brain insufficient time to regenerate at nighttime? And could that be responsible for how lousy I feel in the day or how fantastic I feel?
Pay attention because this might be the one thing missing in your arsenal. Doc, thank you so much, though. This has been incredible, educating and a reminder how important sleep really is. I think a lot of us are neglecting it. And I think when it comes to winter wellness, sleep isn't a luxury. Clearly, from this conversation, it's an essential commodity. So thank you so much again to our doctor and our incredible panel for helping us understand how better rest means better health. And here's a reminder, if you are feeling run down, then the Adcock Ingram Winter Survival Pack has all the essentials to maybe help support your immune system and ease seasonal symptoms. I know a lot of us can be struggling with a few things right now, so if you want some more health tips, you can visit beprepared365.co.za. And it gets even better because you could also win 2,000 Rand in cash. You want to know how? Well, it's really simple. Just tell us the following. What is your go-to remedy to boost your immune system in the colder months? The months like right now. And don't forget to use the hashtag AdcockOTCWinter, and that's in your answer, and that'll complete your entry. So don't forget, the competition closes on the 6th of July. That's the end of this week, and your T's and C's can be found at expressoshow.com. Again, Doc, thank you so much. I'm going to go plan some sleep for later.
Excellent. Well, we are back in the kitchen, and if you're anything like me and love me some grilled cheese, then yes, you've come to the right place. And we are making a loaded grilled cheese. I've spoke about it enough, and now we get to get practical in the kitchen. And of course, our friends at Nola are making this even more creamy and delicious, but most importantly, a balanced meal that's going to take us throughout the day. I think when it comes to winter, we do enjoy the goodness of a soup. Next to it, we have to have our grilled cheese, and that's exactly what I'm doing today. We're going to add some bacon bits as well as cheddar, mozzarella, and then also add a kicker in there with some hot sauce. It's going to be so delicious in every single bite. Using, of course, Nola original mayonnaise in our grilled cheese recipe. And I'll bring in Raul to assist me in making this because I have a feeling that after that pasta, he wants to carbo load even more.
Yeah, let me just get my apron on. I'm going to go wash my hands quick.
Do
what are you going to be
that.
up on your side?
Okay, so I am caramelizing the onions in the interim. And then we're going to just prepare ourselves to load up our first bit of grilled cheese. So as the base of the sandwich, we go in with our Nola original mayonnaise, and we'll use 4 tablespoons. Now, the great thing about this is that you can use the mayo inside, but also use the mayo outside because it is a great source of grillingness when it comes to your grilled cheese. Like, put this on the outside of your toastie, and it will get the perfect golden crust on it.
Buitekant, binnekant, everywhere. We all love it, no matter where it is.
Yep.
I don't think anyone's going to complain about that either.
How do you feel about hot sauce? You okay with that?
I'm not like the hottest hot, but like a little bit of kick, especially during winter, is perfect for me.
Exactly.
My tolerance has actually gone down a little bit. The lady that I share my household with, my fiance.
My fiance.
Bro, she like can't even handle pepper.
Okay.
So my like strength tolerance is getting weaker and weaker and weaker as we go. So I need to keep kicking up some of the spice so I don't lose it all.
Well, this is a great way. The chickpeas earlier were also fantastic.
Yes, that was a proper one.
So this will form the base of our sandwich. So you can go ahead and put that on.
So like this is almost like just the first layer.
The first layer out of all the layers.
Yeah. What are you up to there? You still on the saute
yes,
duties?
Trying to caramelize what's going on here because I think that onions to any sandwich are just going to be fantastic. Like, it's going to add
complain. Are you like, if you had a preference between your onions, you like them sauteed like this or you like them like fresh with that crunch?
Either way. I love it. If they're fresh, I love red onion.
Ooh, yes.
They're a little bit sweeter,
it's got a little bit of that sweetness to it.
Not as intense.
But I've been loving it of late just for that crunchiness. It's like a bit of a texture changer, adds a bit of freshness. But I think for winter, saute all day.
Exactly. You don't really want many raw ingredients in winter. Like, cook it up, make it warm and delicious. And I think I've told you this before, but mayonnaise is my favorite condiment. Nola mayonnaise in particular because it's extra creamy and extra delicious. There's always at least 2 jars in my fridge because I know it's probably...
One for you and one for the
guests. You know what I'm saying? I probably shouldn't be having half a jar every day, but maybe I do. I don't.
Listen, I can clearly see why you got all that goodness coming out of you, all that creaminess.
You know what
This is perfect. I love this. And I love the fact that we're constantly using it in recipes because it, again, is convenient. It brings all that, like, stuff that you're missing. You know, you often, like, bite into a sandwich. My school sandwich is an example. You bite into them. This is, like, not happening. It doesn't have that So there's something missing.
Nothing.
Here it is.
This is
Here it is.
All right, I put mozzarella, add some cheddar as much as you want, and we'll also go with, of course, our bacon bits. I'd recommend
Wow.
also adding cheese on that one.
All right,
so
got
I'm
you.
going to just make sure our onions are okay, and I think they'd be good enough to throw in. So let me know when you are ready.
Okay.
And we already know that spreading nola on the inside is great, that we're done with our hot sauce, but spreading it on the outside also, instead of butter, creates a perfectly golden, crispy texture, and it definitely adds so much more depth to every single bite, and it definitely binds the ingredients and enhances overall flavor. So it is a no-brainer that you would want to use this. I think that the onions look ready.
And I think that I have just finished up my layering over here.
Nice.
Bacon, 2 layers of cheese. We got the creaminess going in there from Nola, and now it's just these hero onions that we've been waiting for. Ooh.
The umami.
Come
in.
on now. And you're almost going to get like a little bit of the heat initially warming this up before we actually warm it up proper.
Hey man, the cheese might melt even.
Oh man,
There
yes,
you go.
please. So I can close this off, or are we doing like
Close
another
it
layer
off.
maybe?
Do another
Why
layer.
not? I was just thinking, why not? Okay.
Put some of this on
One
there.
more layer on the inside
and then
of
don't
that.
forget the mayo on the outside too, to get that crispiness that we're looking for.
And are we using our mix, or are we using the mayo straight for the
Let's use
outside?
the mayo straight.
I think
from
that's also
there.
quite a cool variety. So let's
Yeah.
do exactly that. Voila.
Well done, Ryle. This looks so
How cool
good
does this
so far.
look? Listen, I used to love coming home to like a grilled sandwich, a cheese
Yes.
sandwich is something special in winter. So this is really giving nostalgic feels. But mine, I don't.
elevated.
Yeah, mine was never this good though. So I clearly know what was missing. Moms, pay attention.
Okay, I'm going to try to flip it. There we go.
Ooh, and you had, what was in there? Butter.
There was a little butter. You don't even need the butter, but you know what? More butter, more
You
better
almost
too.
don't need it because we've got our Nola on both sides.
Exactly.
And I forgot I just need to pop some on the top here.
Yes.
Because like you said, this is going to act as our creamer,
Yeah.
our beautiful filler.
It's going to get golden brown and delicious, but then also add that depth of tangy flavor that we love and we enjoy.
We do.
And as we're doing this, the layers just keep piling on. Golden layers packed with flavor that really is just going to be a bomb in your mouth. The sandwich is proof that Nola really does it all. I mean, come on. Try the recipe at home and share your dish to stand a chance to win a Nola hamper worth 2,000 Rand. But hurry, as entries do close on the 6th of July. That is knocking. And here's exactly how to enter as we finish up our loaded cheese sandwiches.
Nola does it all, and now you can too. Show us what you've got and stand a chance to win a Nola hamper worth 2,000 Rand, packed with Nola-inspired kitchen goodies. Simply try the Nola recipe featured on the Expresso morning show, post a photo or video of your dish to social media, tag Nola and Expresso, and include hashtag Nola does it all. Entries close Sunday, 6 July. T's and C's at expressoshow.com.
Yo, Mzansi, we just got the flip on. I don't know if you can see this. Brace yourself. Watch the oil. Booyah! Gosh, it's golden brown. Well done. Absolutely amazing. Just be careful if you are flipping this one, because the
Please be
oil can
careful.
go everywhere. But it looks amazing. And speaking of amazing, yes, we still have the amazing Mandisi in studio, who is serving us, entertaining us, and giving us his beautiful ensemble along with the band. And I'm here for more.
Oh my goodness, more of tomorrow's snow, please, too, because as she bid farewell to a little bit of her radio journey, she's saying hello to something so special. And we can't wait to have a dip out moment with our beautiful, beautiful broadcaster. I also feel like she'd enjoy some grilled cheese.
Oh,
so
yeah.
T, don't worry, girl. I got you covered. We'll keep you some, okay?
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
That's right. It is your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Of course, Expresso on S3. And I feel like we've reached the halfway point of the show, which means it is time to get into a refuel when it comes to Russ and our delicious coffee. And then, of course, the even more delicious company of our very special Tamara Snow, which we'll talk to in just a bit. But if we're being honest, between you and I, we know that some days it's a jog around the block to get us going. Other days it's just a stretch in the slippers. But when the season and the sweaty season is done, there's one recovery move that never ever fails, and that is dipping out with our Oma. So from hot yoga mishaps to boot camp before sunrise regrets, we've all tried a fitness fad that ended with an awkward exit. And this week we want to hear those hilarious stories. So did your friends rope you into a trend that sounded great until halfway through you found yourself reaching for your tea and rusks instead? We want you to post your story on the competition post on the Expresso socials using hashtag #DipOutWithOma. And the great news is that you could win 2,000 Rand cash, plus a hamper filled with your favorite Oma Russ, because that is a trend worth sticking with. Now, Tamara Snow, girl, welcome to the couch. How are we feeling today?
Thank you. I am feeling so good. It's been a big week, but I'm
has
so
been.
happy to be here with you guys
Can you
today.
just fill us in a little bit? Why has it been such a big week for you? What adjustments are happening in your life?
Friend, you know, because you were there, I took a big step back from radio to focus on real estate. Radio has been such a huge part of my life. I mean, for the last 20 years, to be honest, with the better half of that at Good Up FM on the Great Drive. So I was very emotional. I was in my feels, but I felt all of the love.
I feel like as soon as I stepped in, I was like, oh, stop it, stop it. Because I've seen your journey, I think, since I stepped in about 2015, 2016. And you've been there doing everything, really. You know, being a presenter of a show, being a traffic host, being a co-host as well. And I know that you and Kay have a very special bond. So there must have been a bit of an emotional ride to not even say goodbye, just an intermittent farewell.
100%. It's not goodbye. It's just see you soon. See you soon. I am so in love with radio and the entertainment industry, so there's no doubt that I'm going to keep a foot in there, you know, for years to come still.
And don't worry, we're going to have your Oh My Russ and coffee waiting for you
There
when
we
you do
go.
decide to come back. But I've got to ask you on the front of fitness, I know it's quite challenging in this season because nobody wants to get out of their bed. But when it comes to a fitness trend you thought was a moment but ended in not a moment, a dip out moment. What was that?
Friend, there's been a few, I'm not going to lie. I am that person to try those fads. So from weight training to wearing those belts, you know, those weight trainers.
I've seen those.
The hot yoga, I was there for that. But the one that comes to mind when we're talking about dipping out, and hopefully dipping out stylishly, is, you know, those Zumba YouTube videos in your lounge. Let me tell you, the moves were dramatic. The facial expressions were everything. But, you know, if those lounge walls could talk,
what would they say?
That I wasn't quite Beyonce. But okay.
But is it about how you look or how you feel?
How you feel. I
That's
must
what I'm
say,
saying.
I caught myself in the mirror though at one point and I was like, girl, sister.
Wrap it up.
Yeah, time to dip.
Oh, dip it out. So what is your go-to fitness that you do right now?
Right now, I love a good jog, but you know, the weather's been a bit dicey. So I've been in the gym, and I've gravitated back towards weight training.
Nice.
Weight training has been everything for me. So I follow a little bit of a program. I'm one of those people in the gym that's on my phone.
You must be.
You know,
what
on
am I
my
doing
phone.
next?
Okay, that's how I do it. This is how, okay, that's the form. Let's
Carry
go.
the one, add the two.
You know,
I
that's
get
me.
You. Well, I've learned from Ryle, like form is everything, but as long as you're sweating, that's a good thing.
100%.
Beyonce or not Beyonce is what I'm saying. We're having a good time, especially now with our Oh My Russ. Let's have a dip out moment tea. You can go ahead and grab yours. Now tell me, what is, I always ask, what's your go-to? How many dips do we do when you drink your rusks with your coffee?
At least 2, optimal 3, I would say.
Really? Mine's 5.
No way.
Now I'm feeling like I'm doing too much. Okay, let's see who does this right. Okay, 1, 2.
Yeah, there we go.
Is yours at it?
I think that's it, man. It's still got a bit of a crunch, which is great.
Right.
Oh.
Fantastic. What a great flavor too.
Right?
Doesn't it taste like hot cross buns to you?
It really does. It reminds me of Easter.
Yeah. Easter time or any time of the year. Listen, it's great to catch up with T. Tell me you're still sticking around, T.
I definitely am still sticking around. I am going to be around the mic, behind the mic. Every now and again, you are going to hear me. Today, I'm on your screens. You are going to see me every now and again.
Yes.
So it's not the last you've heard of Tomorrow Snow.
Oh, and I love to see that. I love to hear it. And of course, you can catch it on your socials and right here, because in a bit, we get into some entertainment news. But now, Expresso fam, I've got to remind you about our wonderful competition. Get your entries in before it closes on Monday, the 7th of July. And don't forget to use that hashtag, okay? It's Dip Out with Oma. You heard tomorrow's Dip Out story. Let's hear yours too. And T's and C's, of course, can be found on expressoshow.com.
Dip out with Oma this winter. Tasty, filling, and oh so satisfying. The ultimate winter snack.
Sometimes I had to get a little bit of the feel of the magic right here. Let me tell you, it feels good. If only I could play an instrument or sing. So I can't do that, and that's why I'm leaving it up to the pros right now. This is Mandisi Dyantyis once again.
The next song is called Molo Sisi, the crowd favorite. I hope you enjoy it. Steve over. 1, 2, wokuthetha nawe mnamo lo sisi kunjani uphilile na bendicela umzuzu wokuthetha nawe mna uyabona ndikubona izolo kokubudlula ndaphelelwa ngamandla mna kuba bendibona umama wabantwana bam ndikubona izolo udlula ndaphelelwa ngamandla mna kuba bendibona umama wabantwana bam.
I knew he'd do it. That's my song. That's my jam. I love it so much.
Absolutely. I feel like it wasn't just for Cece. That was for everybody. That was from Zanzi. We're saying molo to you, and I hope you are loving everything that's happening this morning, especially all the superstars. It is not just Mandisi, but we got Tomorrow's Stowe still sticking around, hanging out with us, and bringing us some of the good stuff. What's next, babe?
Molo, Cece.
Yeah.
So you know we're going to be talking about some international entertainment news, also some local, because local is lekker.
That's
right.
But first of all, I think we're going to go to a break and then come back with your news headlines.
Yes, we'll see you now.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Wow, I'm so proud of this one. I love it. Yes, Zanzi. And there's so much still to look forward to. Obviously, we are kicking it with Tamara Snow, talking all things career and the big moves that she's making. But there's still a whole lot to look forward to right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. And speaking of, what's up next?
Listen, we've got so much going on this morning, but we're going to start off with some of the official duties. Carissa is standing by with the news.
Oh, nicely done.
Oh, we love you, T. Thank you so much for handing on over. It's just a moment before we hit 8 o'clock. Let's get into your national news headlines, where 3 men have been arrested in Pretoria for running a counterfeit money operation. Now, police officers noticed suspicious activity at an ATM and found one suspect carrying fake notes and blank sheets. Now, we led them to a house with a printing machine producing forged rand and US dollars. 2 others were arrested on site, and police seized large amounts of fake currency and printing equipment. Now, the suspects are expected to appear in court soon as investigations into the operation continue. In other national news, Transport Minister Barbara Creecy has revealed a 66.1 billion rand overhaul, and that's to fix South Africa's failing transport system. With a license card backlog of 690,000, she confirms the printing machine is now repaired. Airports company South Africa will spend 21.7 billion rand upgrading infrastructure, while commuter rail recovery is underway with new trains, station upgrades, and a rebuilt signalling system. Now, the strategy aims for an integrated transport network by 2030, with Creecy vowing to restore public trust. What's happening internationally? Let's take a look at your headlines making news. Kenya plans to privatize key state assets through initial public offerings to attract private investment and reduce debt. President William Ruto announced at London Stock Exchange that the Kenya Pipeline Company will be listed this year. Now, citing over-reliance on external funding, Ruto said domestic capital market must now lead growth. The country has already raised $1.3 billion by securitizing infrastructure like roads and plans to list those bonds too. Kenya also aims to fund hospitals through public-private partnerships. Meanwhile, Ukraine has raised the alarm after reports that the U.S. paused key weapon shipments, including Patriot missiles and artillery shells, citing low stockpiles. Now, Kiev summoned the U.S. envoy, warning that the move could embolden Russian and stall air defense. The Pentagon decision reportedly affects 30 Patriots and 8,500 artillery shells. A Ukrainian source called it a total shock, and Kiev is still seeking clarity from U.S. officials and fears delays could worsen battlefield losses. Now, Washington says the decision prioritizes U.S. interests. And closing off your last bit of news on this Thursday morning, heading over the pond to the UK, who was rocking in 2024 as music tourism hit an all-time high, bringing in a toe-tapping record £10 billion. Now, over 23 million fans packed out gigs and festivals, including Glastonbury, drawn by stars like Taylor Swift, Bruce Springsteen, Dua Lipa, and Charlie XCX. Swift's Eras Tour led the charge, even luring fans from overseas. From ticket sales to hotel stays and snacks, concert goers spent big £5.1 billion directly and £4.9 billion on all behind-the-scenes magic. And with Oasis reuniting this week, the beat goes on. Now, UK Music says these events keep towns buzzing, boosting businesses, filling hotels, and of course, turning up the local vibe. And we'll definitely continue turning up the vibe right here on your Feel Good show as we get into the final hour together. For now, let's get into those sporting highlights with Raul.
Thank you so much, Carissa. And one last time, let's dive into the world of sport. And starting off with football, now Chelsea have signed Brazil striker João Pedro from Brighton for a reported £60 million. And that's handing him an 8-year deal. Now, the 22-year-old, who scored 30 goals in 70 games for the Seagulls, joins the Blues in time for the Club World Cup quarterfinal against Palmeiras. And Chelsea have also agreed a deal worth up to €65 million for Borussia Dortmund winger Jamie Gittins. Well, rugby's up next, and Tommy Freeman scored twice as the British and Irish Lions thrashed the Reds 52-12, making it 2 commanding wins from 2 on their Australia tour. Now, leading 21-12 at halftime, the Lions ran in 5 second-half tries, and that was to seal a dominant victory in front of over 46,000 fans, adding to their earlier 54-7 rout of the Western Force. Well, from rugby, we move to cricket, and Shubman Gill struck a commanding 114-run not-out innings, and this was his second century in as many tests as captain to lead India to 310 runs for 5 wickets at stumps on day 1 against England at Edgbaston. Now, Yashvi Yaswal added a fluent 87 runs, while a late 99-run stand with Ravindra Jadeja with 41 runs not out steadied India after a brief wobble at 211 runs for 5 wickets. Now, lastly, from all things sport, we move to tennis, and top seed Aryna Sabalenka battled past Marie Bauskova 7-6, 6-4, and that was to reach Wimbledon's 3rd round, setting up a clash with Emma Raducanu on Friday. Now, meanwhile, number 4 seed Yasmin Paolini became the latest high-profile casualty, stunned 4-6, 6-4, 6-4 by Russia's Kamila Rakimova, and that was in a shock 2nd round exit. Well, we'll be sure to bring you all the sporting action, especially with regards to the updates on tennis. But for now, though, it's one last chance to see what weather you can expect on your side of town.
Thank you so much, Raul. Let's have a final look at your weather news, where South Africa is bracing for a bitter winter blast from today, and that happens through to the weekend as cold fronts sweep across the country, mainly affecting the Western and Northern Cape as well as the Free State. Now, a yellow level 4 warning is in place for the Western Cape with disruptive rainfall and flood risks expected. The Cape Town Metro Disaster Risk Management Centre and NGOs are, of course, on standby to assist when necessary. Now, yellow level 1 alerts warn of thunderstorms, hail and lightning in northern parts of the Eastern Cape, while damaging winds and fire danger are expected in parts of the Northwest, the Northern Cape and the Free State. A lot of chilly news there. Let's temper the mood a bit with a beautiful morning view, and you know where it's from. Durban, of course, shining as bright as they always do. And Nazira said, wait a minute, Carissa, let me show you what it looks like through my eyes. And this definitely tops all of our pictures from today. Thank you so much, Nazira, for sharing this gorgeous morning view of the sun just peeking over that horizon over there. I'm sure reassuring you that your 25-degree day is going to be super special. I think you can even officially welcome the weekend. 0630369649 is that number that you too can take down Expresso fam to continue sending your pictures as we check out your temperatures for the final time. I know, I get it. Super cold weather across the country, so let me warm you up with some very good news. We want you to Panda Pusha Play Daily Lotto, and that is for an estimated 550,000 Rand jackpot. It all goes down this Thursday, and I'm telling you, Mzansi, you could win big. So buy your tickets now in store. You can head over to the website nationallottery.co.za. There is the mobile app, cell phone banking, or simply just head to your keypad and dial *120 *7529# for USSD. Now, of course, all these details are on our Expresso social media pages, so go and check them out, and then go ahead and Panda Pusha Play Daily Lotto, and that one is for an estimated 550,000 Rand jackpot today for your chance at winning big. A payday after a payday, imagine, and a big one at that too. So we want you to play right now. And what's still coming on your Feel Good Breakfast show? Well, I think Raul's got the
It's
details.
more than just playing. We're going to be talking about something incredible. Firstly, how you like your croissants?
My croissants, I like them 5 at a time.
Well, listen, it doesn't matter how many you want, as long as you choose the best one. And we're talking about South Africa's favorite croissant and what goes into it. And I guess why it is the favorite as well. On top of this, we've also got Tomorrow Snow standing by. Yes, she's not going anywhere.
Hey, girl.
And that means entertainment's coming through thick and fast. And I can't wait to skin it with y'all.
Oh my goodness, we're going to sip some tea with the Pinky app straight after this.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. It is your entertainment news on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. We've got to get into it first and foremost, and I can't wait because Tamara's been sitting here and we've been saying we want to spill tea. Yeah?
I'm so ready, sister.
so ready.
We started with the coffee, we can move on to the tea.
That's
Let's
what
go.
I'm saying. We've got the kick, and now we get into the goodness of our first story. And guess who made the first story? Miss Tamara Snow herself, of course, working many years in the radio space in the mother city. She really is so loved. I think many people that have loved and listened to Good Up FM know the ending of I Am Tamara Snow. There we go. I'm going to let her do it. She's absolutely beautiful, so fantastic, both professionally and personally. And it's honestly been such a beautiful thing to witness your journey. But we're feeling good, we're feeling stable, we're feeling confident.
Yeah, definitely, 100%. This was a decision that I agonized over for months and months and months.
Remind us of the decision again in case anybody's just
Yeah, so if you've just joined, I took a major step back from radio, from the Great Drive on Good Hope FM. It was an emotional last show, but you know when that little voice speaks to you, you've got to listen. It was time. It was time for me to take a step back. But like I said earlier, it is not a goodbye, it is a see you soon.
I love that. Also, things are seasonal.
Yeah.
And when you know, you know. And that doesn't mean, I think broadcasting is a very long career that we can have. You can be broadcasting at 60, you know?
Yeah.
So I feel like you could always just step into the door. It is open for you. But what are we prioritizing now that radio's maybe taken a back seat or a seat next to you, an adjacent seat?
Yes, right now, definitely prioritizing being a mom.
Yeah.
My little boy is 11 months old.
He's
he is
gorgeous.
the sweetest thing in the entire world. So that is definitely top of my priority list. Oh, there he is, the cutest little one. And then, of course, I'm moving into real estate, which I've been interested in for years. My father's in real estate, so I grew up watching him do his thing. It's a very exciting industry. I'm with Halo Properties now as a rental agent for Riverlands, which I'm sure you've heard about.
The new development in the mother city.
That's it. So that is me, sister. That is my baby. That's what I'm busy with right now.
Well, I'm telling you, everybody's going to be renting from Miss Tamara Snow. They're going to be like, don't even say anything. Yes. Where's the papers? Let me sign immediately, T. But we are wishing you so well for your journey.
Thank you.
And we hope that you'll come back to tell us more updates and then also just say that you're taking over more parts of South Africa because we absolutely love to see it. But do you want to say anything to your Good Hope fam now that you have an opportunity just to show some love?
Yeah, I think for me, I just want to say thank you. Thank you so much for being with me along the journey. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for all of the love. I really felt it. I think that it's so rare for us. We go through life and we don't realize how much we're loved and the impact that we make.
Absolutely.
And I realized that earlier this week and I was floored by it. So I would just say a heartfelt thank you.
Can you do one more sign out for us into camera one?
But of course, I am Tamara Snow.
We love to see it. All right, that was the perfect setup to go into more celebrations. Durban July is this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
At the start of the show, I alluded to the fact that, yes, I did my nails, and it's because I'll be on one of the stages hosting, and I'm so excited to be joining this prestigious annual horse racing event. It's also a lifestyle event. Of course, we're going to come in looking super good. It all goes down on Saturday out in Durbs, and it really is about fashion, entertainment, culture too, where so many people come together, and the theme this year is fantastic. Marvels of Mzansi. How do you interpret that on your side?
Sister, so I feel like there are different ways you could go with it. You could lean totally into the Mzansi and go local.
Yes.
But also you could throw in a little curveball and go with Marvel superheroes, but an Mzansi twist.
Wow.
Which I think is pretty cool.
It's giving Black Panther.
There we go. Exactly. It's giving Rogue.
Yes.
Hey?
I am here for it. I know also the stages are going to be so lit. Huge personalities like Thibaut Touch is going to be there. Hope Mbele also are going to definitely be there in the luxury marquees. And do you enjoy Mets? Do you enjoy the horse races, the Day of the Horses?
Listen, I enjoy the fashion.
Yep.
I enjoy the catching up. I enjoy the fun, the socializing around it. The horse race. I don't know if I'm quite an enthusiast when it comes to that, but I'm there for it all.
I love that. Even though you may not be betting, you're definitely going to be looking good and cheering everybody on while it's happening. I'm also there for that. But we're definitely going to enjoy ourselves. Cubs that are small will be on the decks. And of course, the Amapiano beats are going to be going strong. We're going to be dancing all night long. Are you a dancer when it comes to these events?
Friend.
Oh.
when it comes to these events, when it comes to a Monday, a Saturday night, during the day. I'm a dancer all the time.
Oh, I love that tea. I know we've been on a dance floor together and we've enjoyed and loved it. We have many people just enjoying the spotlight. Nkosazana, the talented daughter who always delivers with the smooth vocals. And then we also have Lee Cole, Zolani Mahola, the one who sings, and many more. It's going to be so fantastic. So keep your eyes on all of the socials to enjoy and, of course, see the dresses and outfits that I'll be wearing too. And then Simpiwe Dana, a beautiful woman celebrating 2 decades in the music industry, our Afro soul artist. And she came out with some news recently.
She did, yeah. It was very short and punchy. It was a post on Instagram, and she basically spoke about the fact that someone has stolen from her. Her team seems to have been involved in some way, and she spoke about a betrayal and how deep it had impacted her. And it blew up on Instagram completely.
We were like, our Simpiwe?
Right.
Who did her wrong?
Exactly. For now, we don't know too many details. She's keeping her quite private. But I think all of us can relate to feeling betrayed in some way or another along the line. And I think that's why it hits so deep for everyone. Also just because she's so loved and so talented.
Yeah, she's one of South Africa's stalwarts. And I mean, we're such fans of her right here on the show. And we hope that even as the details are revealed a bit more, that she is protected. She's like a national treasure. So we've got to make sure that she's good. I mean, imagine being in an industry for 20 years at the top of your game. I think that you know something about this, Tamara.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
You get it entirely. And the entertainment industry is not for the faint-hearted. You've got to have some thick skin, don't you?
100%. You've really got to have a strong sense of self, and you've got to have a good team around you.
Yeah, I think that's important. We've seen it time and time again. I just want to end on a lasting note, congratulating a huge group that just has put South Africa on the map in ways that we've never seen before, and that is Ladysmith Black Mambazo, who recently reached a remarkable milestone. They are celebrating 65 years of uplifting the world with their mesmerizing harmonies, and they were honored too at an awards by Ukhozi FM. So beautiful, recognizing just their relentless dedication to promoting South African indigenous music.
Yes, I mean, listen, they were involved in the original Lion King with The Lion Sleeps Tonight.
Yeah.
Their music gives me absolute goosebumps. You speak about national treasure, they're definitely one of those.
Absolutely. Congratulations on 65 years. We want 65 more years. And all the entertainment news in terms of our local scene has been covered. Let's get into some international in a bit, yeah?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, we'll continue spilling the tea in a bit.
Hey man, loving all these moments here. Loving the fact that we get to dive into everybody's journey. And we're going to go on a journey right now. And especially if you were here yesterday, because G-Man did exactly that. And we need to discover this thing we call the perfect croissant. Now, when it comes to croissants, Woolworths has set the gold standard. And I mean everything from expertly layered dough to that signature buttery flake. Now, it's no wonder they're considered the only croissant to buy. So today, we're going to be in conversation with Woolworths bakery product developer. We've got Ziyakala Mo in the building to find out exactly what goes into making these iconic pastries and why they truly are the only croissant to choose. And that's the official statement of the day. Yak, how are we doing, man?
Yes, very good, thanks. Thank you very much.
Oh, lekker. Last time we were here, we were making sandwiches and we were having a lot of fun.
That was, huh?
It was fun, but listen, dude, we're highlighting what I think is like the epitome of an elevated breakfast experience, the croissant, bro. And I know you're already smiling there. You're like a proud dad. Like, yeah, look what I got for you. But let's talk about it, man. The criteria that you guys are using to both evaluate and sort of clarify that your bakeries, your suppliers are getting this right. What are you going through to ensure that quality is reached?
It's a really cool process, actually, Raz. So we tend to look for bakeries that align with our values, obviously, firstly, before we do anything else.
You guys are always family-orientated, and I feel that,
And we need to get our ethics right. And then the other thing that we look for are bakery suppliers who essentially can push the envelope, right? So what are we doing from an innovation point of view? How do they look at sustainability, quality in their own right? And then how do we partner with them? So that's the biggest thing, right?
Love that. And I mean, we're talking about a croissant, but yet somehow you find ways to elevate it. And you've done that here. And I think especially with regards to the partnerships that we've seen. And yesterday we got a first-hand look at G's experience. He went to Amaro Foods, which has been a partner with you guys for quite some time now, right?
Yeah, since 1974, actually. Yeah.
Whoa. So Amara Foods, what would that put in terms of like how many years is that exactly?
That's 51 as far as I can count.
Wow, half a century. That's absolutely incredible. Why is this partnership cherished though for Woolworths especially?
So I think Amaro, they're phenomenal, right? So I think what I would cherish the most, me, just working closely with them, is their dedication. They have an obsession, a very healthy obsession. And then this drive for like relentless perfection to get the best possible product for our customers on the counter, right?
Yeah.
It never ends. Like the amount of time we spent on how to get the optimal amount of layers, like what is this thing, right? So they're phenomenal to work with, right? And I think for people who become excited about the basics, so if you give them flour and water, there's like pure unbridled joy, right? And we need that within the baking industry, right?
Yeah. That's I think what's missing in this world where everything's so fast-paced. We lose that connection, we lose that touch, we lose that quality. What would you say though? I mean, I have to ask you, what are these key differences? I mean, what is setting this croissant apart from the rest, and why should we be putting this at the top of our list?
So there's a few differences, right? I think firstly, just from our perspective, so the details definitely make the difference.
We can get closer just by the way. We don't have to shy away from it, man. Yeah.
So the details definitely make the difference. So the details going from where we get the raw materials from, the characteristics of each one, how we approach and work with each one, right? So the biggest thing you'll see on a lot of our packaging and also from an in-store perspective is butter.
Yes.
So we have an uncompromising use of butter across all of our croissants, right? So that's definitely something that we think is essential for the best eating croissant from a customer
Can I
perspective.
quickly just interrupt you and speak on behalf of like Mzansi?
Yes.
It is essential.
Thank
we
goodness.
love our butter, man.
Yes.
And you can taste it. And I think that's what adds to that opulent experience. So sorry for interrupting you, but yes, I had to make that known.
No, but that's awesome, huh? So that's probably one of our biggest differences, and it's across the range, right? So whether they are on the shelf or whether you get them freshly baked in store.
Got you, okay.
Okay, so butter's the thing.
Yes.
It's the key. I think the second thing that makes a really big difference to us is the process, obviously, and we're pedantic about it. But one thing we can call out perhaps are the layers. So we've spent a lot of time to reach the optimal amount of layers.
And we're talking about those like flaky layers that you chew into.
Correct, the butter and the dough, right?
That texture experience from like crunchy to doughy to, okay, yes.
That's probably the best
Speaking about
thing,
that
right?
thing, yeah.
So to get to that optimal amount of layers, that will give us and our customers the best eat that we can, right? So there's two things. I think a croissant has to be unmistakably buttery.
Yes.
And absolutely gloriously flaky.
Yes.
It has to leave a trail once you're done, right?
Yeah. Sorry, I just, while you're talking, I'm like, I can't not reach over to this and be like, yeah, I see that. Layers. And I don't know if the cameraman can see this right now. Obviously, we try to do a sectional cut. You can't always get it so great in a croissant because of the texture. But listen, we're talking about something that, like we mentioned now, has an experience. It's a journey. There's flakiness. There's the butter inside of this. And listen here, I'm talking too much, Yak. I need to just have a little taste. You mind?
Just eat, please. That's the best thing to do, huh?
It's almost like, and I'm not going to say it because I might just cause a crazy stir with the public, but it's like a cake, bro. It's that good. It's
That's
like,
the nicest compliment you can give me, right?
It's giving me cake feels. I could put this in a candle and start wishing people happy birthday.
I can sing if you want.
That's how worthy it is. I got to ask you though, why is everything that we're doing so important, especially some of the ingredients? And one for mention is free-range eggs.
Yes.
Obviously another important ingredient. Everything seems to be just right at the top of the list when it comes to opulence and premium. Why are you ensuring that is also part of this process?
So I think free range for us is kind of a non-negotiable, right? I think we always strive to be leaders from an animal welfare perspective, and it's one of our ethical obligations. So it's like a non-negotiable, essentially. Secondly, I think from a free range perspective, I have to think now, I've written down some really nice words and I've forgotten them clearly. Oh God, Ryle.
But I would imagine for the free-range perspective, it would tie into something I'm so proud of, and that's being a nature boy. I mean, everything that is free-range means that we're not just looking at the human solution here, but we're looking at the entire global solution too. So 100%. In terms of efficacy, in terms of how we source ingredients, I think Woolies is doing that so perfectly by ticking that box and making that we do it in the best way possible. So that would definitely make me understand why you're using free-range eggs, but I'm sure you have a plethora of other reasons as to why. And we could sit here for hours speaking about it, but I just want to savor on this. It is the croissant, and I'm not going to lie at all. It is probably one of the best things I've had this morning. And I don't say that lightly. So Mzansi, get involved in this. And it's only made, like you heard, with butter from that light, decadent, buttery taste that I'm having right now. It is truly the only croissant to choose. So go shop it right now. Get it at Woolworths. There's a range of croissants in store. It's online, available on the app. And especially when it's in your mouth, it's going to be a celebration like no other. Absolutely worthy of it. Yeah, thank you,
Awesome.
man.
Thank you very much,
This is
Fami.
delicious. Can I have the rest as well?
You can have them all, huh?
I'll see
You can have them all.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. It is your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso, right here on S3. And listen, local entertainment news was served up hot, so much so that Raul said, with my croissant in my belly, I want to get some international
I gotta
news.
get some skin and gesels, especially since my girl's out here doing things. And also, by the way, we're like neighbors in a way. We live in the same hood. I'm not gonna say where, but that's
Come
why.
give us your address. You might as well. That's beautiful.
I'm just waiting for the invite for supper. I haven't cracked the nod yet. We're getting there.
Listen, I must say, I love seeing Raul go by on his skateboard every now and again.
Excuse me.
Trying to stay young.
Let her take your dogs for a walk.
Oh, that's the plan.
Oh, how are you with huskies?
Anyway, enough screaming about us. Listen, what's happening out in the world?
All right, let's get into it. So, one of my favorite women, her name is Hailey Bailey, not to be confused with Halle Berry. She's one of course, the sisters, the duo, the Bailey sisters. She has been in the news a lot recently, and most, I think, notoriously because of her relationship with her ex-DDG over a custody battle of their kid. Now, a lot of information has come out that I was like, oh, my girl just needs a break. She needs some sort of light at the end of the tunnel. And I'm telling you that I think I saw some good news that hopefully tomorrow you can confirm. Is she in love again?
So it looks like she might have a love interest.
Okay.
She was spotted on a yacht, I'm telling you. She was spotted on a yacht with a potential love interest, the high-profile music producer.
Okay.
It has been such a tumultuous time for her that, you know what, I hope love wins here.
Yeah,
I
me
really
too.
do. I know that people have been coming out and they've been slamming her here and there. But her ex-DDG is doing the same thing. He's been spotted with someone as well. So you know what? I'm there for it when it comes to love. It's time for them to move on.
I also think so, because many claims have come out even about DV, domestic violence, and it's just never nice to see the toxicity continue. Like, cut it when the season's over, and then make sure that you enjoy the rest of your life.
And I love the fact that there is like this sort of greener field that you can run to. A lot of this is a reminder of like, choose your fate, choose your destiny, and choose your relationships as well. We don't need to be stuck in this chaos and be backed into a corner. We have the power to choose something better. And I love that there seems to be happiness and there seems to be real love at the end of this. So yes, please, I'm celebrating that.
Okay, I'm glad that we have some good news. Let's continue down that way. Here's some more good news. Now, if you were a fan of The Devil Wears Prada, like I was, absolutely love it. Florals for spring, groundbreaking. If you know, you know. The Devil Wears Prada 2 apparently is officially in production. Tomorrow, confirm the rumor for me. And secondly, please tell me Meryl Streep is still in it.
It is confirmed. Meryl Streep is definitely still in it.
Miranda Priestley's back.
Iconic. Anne Hathaway is also definitely still in. Yeah, and we're looking at it coming out around May 2026.
Absolutely, which is, I mean, in less than a year from now.
For me being like, at that time, one of the most guily guys, even I enjoyed that movie, I've got to say. Honestly, I did. So I can't wait to see the sequel that comes through. It's like the whole gang's back together. That's
Absolutely. I love it when they do this, because, you know, when it came to Mean Girls, they came out with a new Mean Girls, but the entire thing changed and it was a musical. I was like, don't do it. Then don't call it Mean Girls. If The Devil Wears Prada is coming back, it's got to look like this. I mean, the iconic shoe with the devil horns. I think that's actually Lucian's horn.
You might just be right.
Our very own Devil Wears Prada.
Wow.
I love it.
I can actually see those shoes possibly making a real-life runway reveal. Can you imagine those little like heels?
That's amazing. Okay. May 2026 on the 1st is when you can expect that to happen. The Kardashians, we can't do entertainment news without them. And Kris Kardashian in particular has been looking very nice lately. She got a new face. She's looking absolutely fantastic. So tell me why they're saying she's twinning with her children.
When is she not twinning? With Kim, with Chloe, and even with Courtney, and lately Kendall as well, right? Kris is known to steal her daughter's style, whether it is their fashion sense or their home decor, or even the way that they wrap their gifts during Christmas time, which is a thing in their family.
Of course.
So lately she stepped out in a couture gown, which is being dubbed Clone Couture online. It's a It's a Dolce & Gabbana gown, which Kim wore exactly the same gown in 2023. Now, I'm not going to lie, she might have worn it better.
Kris?
I promise you.
No ways. Let's see it. You know
She
what?
looks fantastic.
You know what? You're not wrong.
You might be right.
That color is fantastic also.
Also, the updo, I think, does it so much justice. And look, she looks 30 years younger.
Who is that?
Come on.
I also have this question. Who on earth is that? Did she just not reveal one of her daughters all these years? And now she's just like controlling her daughter from inside her mind? I don't know, guys. I've got so many questions.
Wow.
Even
I love
like
that.
the body is giving. Like,
It
look
is.
at that leg being served out there.
Come
like
on.
a little bit of an athletic calf out there.
I love it. I love how upstairs in the production room they're saying, you're not ugly, you just broke. You know, sometimes that's true. Money can do wonders.
Oh, clearly.
And she looks gorgeous. She does look good, though.
She does look amazing.
Gotta give it to her.
How old is she, by the way?
I would say she's probably in late 60s by now.
Yeah, she's 69.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Guys,
69.
that's insane. Can we all just hopefully make money like that one day and never age?
I receive it. Forever young over here. Well, listen, let's talk about one last story. Maybe a little bit of a dampener, but a vital story we've got to get into, because recently it's been announced now, the case of Sean Diddy Combs. He's been trialed for 5 criminal cases, of course, 5 criminal counts, but he was only found guilty on 2 counts under the Mann Act, which prohibits transporting individuals across state lines for prostitution in particular. And he was also acquitted on 3 more serious charges, which included like sex trafficking and racketeering. I personally felt incredibly sad sad when I saw the sentence. So if he had gotten all 5, it would be 10 years per sentence. And because it's only 2, he's looking at potentially 20 years. But that might not even happen.
Yeah, 100%. We'll know I think it's on the 3rd of October that they're going to be doing sentencing. So we're all going to be glued to our television sets. I know that there are so many groups of people, especially who represent survivors, that are up in arms, and I don't blame them.
Yeah.
I mean, Diddy was a man that everybody revered. Unfortunately, in Hollywood, it seemed to be a dirty little secret that nobody wanted to speak about, but everybody kind of knew that something was going on. It was news to us, his fans, and now we've got to wait and see, is the sentence going to match the crime or not?
20 years is not even enough from everything that we've heard. Seeing Cassie on that stand breaking down while 8 months pregnant, like, that was sad.
And speaking to what we just mentioned, and we made fun of the fact that like money can afford you these good looks, but it's sad to think that this reality plays out into somewhat of the legal system as well, where sentences possibly are being reduced because of the fact that he might be a public figure,
and
because he has money, because he has these connections, etc. I'm not going to get into the conspiracies of it because I'd be here for half an hour and I have so much to say. But guys, I think this is a massive disappointment for all those that are seeking the truth, that are seeking justice right now. And I think shared disappointment for many out there. So let's see what actually happens, if he's even going to serve this time or community service, 2 years, you know, this stuff. But I think this has just shown us the reality, and let us not forget. Let us not forget what occurred here and what was brought to light. I think that's really important.
I think so. As a society, we definitely can hold him accountable in other ways, you know, not play his music, for example, and support our survivors in many other different ways that we possibly can. So 3rd of October, 3 October is when we'll keep our eyes to see exactly how it all plays out. But that's where we wrap up your international entertainment news. I want to give you a high five.
High five.
I get in on that one as well. And while you're here, let's keep you part of the conversation because, Mzansi, we did ask you a few things this morning. We wanted to know, seeing that we are always on the lookout for talent, if you were a guest on Expresso, what talent or cause would you share with South Africa? We asked you to come through and you all did exactly that. We've got a couple of comments to share. Well, we have a lot, but we're only going to pick on a few. So first up on our list, we've got Namabana.
Oh, Namabana. Let's see what you have to say. Good morning to Expresso Morning Show. I think it's amazing how you guys bring together so many people to share their talents and also causes. Please do keep up the fantastic work.
Yeah, we do that. And we try and do it even when they are just about to begin and get that talent first time, so we can keep checking in on the journey. We've got more comments to share. We've got Ms. Hope. Good morning, fam. I definitely show the South Africans my talent of being a fashion stylist. Most importantly, I'd share with them the culture of our country, Lesotho. Oh, the Basotho. That's the Basotho people. I love their patterns. I love their cultures and colors. We've got Mark Gavin, a family member over here. Tomorrow, you want to read this one?
Yeah, good morning, Expresso show. Definitely how to mix with vinyl records. No laptop. No laptop. Listen, you can take the girl out of Cape Town. No laptop, no sync button, beat mixing by ear only. My opening track would be Ice MC Cinema from my vinyl records collection.
Wow,
nice.
Mark
Gavin, you sneaky badger. Okay, well, maybe we'll get you out here. I love that. I had no idea. Mzansi, keep it coming. We'd love to know your talents. And maybe one day even featured right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. For now, though, the talent that we featured is tomorrow's Snow. And I couldn't be more grateful for your energy. Thank you, and wishing you nothing but the best on your incredible journey. I know it's going to be a success. Always
Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for this morning.
Okay, and it won't be the last Expresso fan. Mark Gavin will wait for you to wiki, but we'll see you after this.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Oh, yes, Azazi, welcome back. Your feel-good breakfast show. And if you've been around for the last few hours, I know you're feeling good because we've been entertained by our superstar, Mandisi Dyantyis, in the building. So we thought, let's just shift gears up a little bit and find out more about him and put some pressure on him because clearly he handles pressure out on the stage too well, bro. And also when it comes to comrades marathons, bro, I had no idea about that, eh?
No. Underground.
Underground. How did the body feel afterwards?
Broken.
Yeah?
2 weeks at least you are broken.
Of recovery.
Eating a lot. That's good. I always love that. Eating a lot.
But again, kudos to you, but let's dive into it. Obviously, we don't want you to think at all just the first thing that comes to your mind.
Okay.
Quick fire round with Mandisi. Let's go. So what's the first song you ever remember singing?
Stimela sasazola.
Oh, can you give us a line of it?
Wangibamba kwabancane wangibambela eduze usegoli mama ezola stimela samsasezola.
Yeah. Did you sound this good back then?
I don't think so. No, I don't even think I knew the lyrics.
Okay, let's keep moving on. What artist, living or past, that you'd love to collaborate with? And be careful now because this really happens. So make it known.
That Ukaifa Semenya.
Ooh,
Yeah.
okay, that's power. And
Yeah,
I can actually see how that would work so well. Your energies would dance beautifully.
It's a scary thing I'm saying, but I didn't want,
You ready to step up to it? I would love to see that. Okay, listen, do you write your lyrics or create melodies first? What's that process of creation for you?
I never know. I think they come together. I generally, also words, man. Words for me are melodic. You know, it's like, there's a song we wrote called Sizonyamezela. It's sort of like that, it's like Sizonyamezela. So it goes, Sizonyamezela. You know, like, it just came out like that. So I don't remember which one came first.
It just is like a synergy. It's like the flow state happens together.
I think I always know that it's a song when that happens.
Yeah.
When I don't have to force that.
Where's that process happening? Anyway?
Anyway.
Okay.
I might be walking, you know, or running.
Spark of brilliance. Just
exactly. I never write
60
songs.
kilometers into the comrades, you just get a moment.
60 kilometers is blank, but it's good.
Survival mode.
You know?
All right, let's keep moving on. Cape Town or Chickpea, where does your heart feel most at home?
Cape Town.
Oh, nice. Okay, I like that. The first time I saw you was also in Cape Town at, I think it was one of the Philharmonic events. It was amazing. And you felt like you were at home. An instrument you wish you knew how to play. What don't you know how to play, bro?
No, but I always think that if I played the drums, I'd be problematic.
Oh, is it?
I think I'll be problematic. You know? I'll be problematic. They will suffer. Everyone will suffer. If I was a drummer.
Causing chaos.
No.
You're just
they'd
causing
suffer.
chaos.
No,
I can
these
see
guys
that.
would suffer.
Okay, if your music was a color, what would it be and why? Ooh, this is a tough one. What color would your music be, bro?
Navy?
Okay, because you can't go blue, because blue's like a downer color. So you gotta go.
I think navy.
Royal navy.
Dark navy. I didn't want to say black because, but it's dark navy.
Is there a reason?
There's a bit of life in there.
Just like classy, a bit of life.
You know, but also dark.
Dark.
You know, you feel.
mysterious.
You feel that like. You pull things that you don't want to address sometimes with this music, you know?
Okay.
Sometimes it just pulls it out and you're just like, hey,
leave it there.
Can we leave it there?
We weren't ready. There was too much.
Yeah.
A moment on stage that you'll never forget. Can be good or bad.
I have a lot of those.
What's the first one comes to mind?
We were playing in Durban.
Yeah.
And there was a problem with timings, right? So we were supposed to go in another time, but it was late and all of those things. So artists came up on stage because they wanted to come up. But in that chaos, I saw Zahara standing on one corner.
Mm-hmm.
I saw Thandiswa on the corner and Simpiwe on that corner, and I was on another corner. And I thought, wow. What am I doing here?
Was it like a pinch yourself moment?
Yeah, I left, my body left me at that point. I was like, why me in this, you know? And yeah, I'd never forget that. I was like, I grew up listening to these people.
I think that's one of the most important moments because that's you realizing that your inspiration has become your reality.
Yeah.
And you are now no longer dreaming, but realizing. And I think that's literally what we
It was-
celebrate when we hear your music, man.
It was mental. Still, like, no, yeah.
Well, this is what we're talking about. It's the magic, it's the feels, and it's Mandisi Dyantyis. He's not going anywhere. He's going to be serving us out this morning. But before he does, we're going to reflect on some of those dreams that have come to life while Carissa sees us from the kitchen. What's happening?
What a fun conversation, which means we only have to reward it with a fun snack or even meal. Think of this as your favorite charcuterie board, but it's handheld, okay? The charcuterie style sandwich combines savory salami with creamy cheese, a crisp apple. I know a sandwich with an apple is interesting, and a peppery bite of greens all tucked into toasted, crusty bread. Personally, it's one of my favorite kind of snacks because it is so satisfying. I love a charcuterie board, and this feels like it could be exactly that. So I brought my girl tomorrow back to do the sandwich together. I have a feeling that you also love a charcuterie board.
I do, but of course, man, any time of the year, really.
This is my point. A little bit of meat, a little bit of cheese, but then also bread. I can't get enough of bread,
come on.
bro.
Yeah, exactly.
It's actually, that was a bit hard. I'm going to make you do it tomorrow. I feel like you're more skilled
Okay,
in the
I've got
kitchen
you.
than
I've got
I
you.
am.
Let's go.
I'm going to turn this on.
There we go.
Do you find yourself in the kitchen often?
I do, definitely over weekends. What my partner and I do is we alternate during the week. So he is Mondays and Wednesdays. I'm Tuesdays and Thursdays.
And
I need to sort out
Fridays?
supper. Fridays is takeaway.
Come on. That was what it was like growing up as well. Everybody's off kitchen duty on the weekend.
100%.
But your man is pretty good in the kitchen.
Oh my goodness, he puts me to shame. I'm not going to lie.
Hectic.
Yo, he can make
from scratch
a curry. He smokes on the braai. It's just, he does these 12-hour brisket smokes, these pork belly burnt ends to die for.
Wow. Okay,
He's
so
great.
restaurants coming soon, or what are we saying?
Oh, goodness. As long as the restaurant stays in my home, I'm happy.
You're
as long as
happy.
I'm the taster, I'm good.
Don't be selfish, see. We also want to taste your man's food. Okay, we're going to toast the inside of that just a little bit. And then we're going to go in with all our toppings. Now, apple on a sandwich. Have you experienced this before?
I haven't. I've had apple in a salad, and I like the sweetness and the refreshing taste that it brings.
The crunch that it brings.
Yes.
Yeah, I like that.
So it can work.
I think it's going to pair very nicely with this because when it comes to charcuterie, you need a bit of fruit, you need a bit of greens, and you need a bit of meat and cheese.
Yes.
Without the meat, I don't think it's a charcuterie board. I think it's just a cheese board, if I'm not mistaken.
And definitely salami has such a nice smoky taste that I think will complement the sweetness of the apple.
I love it. Like, I'm a cereal snacker.
Yeah,
I
same.
absolutely will just walk around. That's toasty enough.
Let's go. Yeah.
I absolutely will walk around with just a little bit of cheese in my pocket like a mouse and munch on it as I'm going.
Listen, it's filling. When you are starving,
A bit of
just a little
cheese.
bunch of cheese, you're good to go for a bit.
I'm telling you. So this is some garlic mayo.
Oh, yummy. Okay.
You can make it yourself or buy the pre-made one.
Okay.
Yeah, I was saying earlier that mayo is my favorite condiment because you can do so much with it. I'd even add some lemon to it and it just is so good.
Oh, hot sauce.
Hot sauce is
Hey?
fantastic. Bit of Tabasco, let's go, baby. So how much cheese is too much cheese tomorrow?
Listen, there is never too much cheese, Carissa. Come on.
I agree with the sentiment. This is why we can hang out, okay? Put that there.
Nice.
Bit of this on here. Now the rule is, do we fold it? Yeah, that could work.
Yeah, that looks good.
I'm trying to make this aesthetic for you. You know what I'm saying?
I'm impressed.
Thank
I'm not
you.
going to lie.
I appreciate you.
It's like one of those sandwiches that you see in the window of a cafe. Let's
Stop
go.
it. I love it. Okay, you and your man open the restaurant. I'll open the deli.
Oh, wow. Imagine.
And then we're good to go. We just need somebody to make the coffee, and then I think we'll be okay.
Yeah, I think I'll be the host in that scenario. I'm
you
not going to
good
be
at
in the back of
hosting?
the kitchen. I'd love to talk to everyone who comes through the door, hear your story.
Oh.
Like, that's me. Yes, please.
Oh my gosh. Hosting is great, but sometimes I get so anxious. It's like you want to make sure that everything's perfect, everything is good. A top tip is also to put some lemon on your apples so they don't go brown.
Ah, I like that. Okay, cool.
Do that. A little bit of salt and pepper.
Gorgeous.
You have to season everything. And then this is also my favorite kind of leaf, rocket or arugula.
Yeah. Oh, look how gorgeous that looks.
Isn't that pretty?
I'm proud of you.
Thank you. A little bit of olive oil to take it to the top.
Yummy.
And then we're done. I actually think I did this the other way.
That's okay.
Still looks good.
It does look good.
Look at that. That definitely could be in a window somewhere.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, how about in your hands to take a bite? Would you like that too?
Let me try.
Okay, try it out tomorrow.
I'm gonna try some apple. Let's see.
Yes. Oh, that crunch.
Actually,
That was good.
gorgeous. Ooh, I can taste the lemon on that as well. Yummy.
That adds some
Very good.
zestiness. Isn't that fantastic?
Yeah.
Well, I'll give that to you. We'll split it and then we'll share it a little bit later. But that's it, Expresso fam. All you have to head is over to our website, expressoshow.com, and then make your own handheld charcuterie board in a sandwich. Okay, let's split it. We'll go to a break. Grab your breakfast too. Don't be jealous. I know you list for this. Okay, we'll see you now.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back for the final time to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Now, we have had a jam-packed day, but there's space for just a little bit more, so let me plug you into this one. Panda Pusha Play Daily Lotto for an estimated 550,000 Rand jackpot this Thursday, and I'm telling you that you could just win big.
Yep.
But you're wondering how? Raul's going to plug you on the details.
Yeah, I got you. So you can do the following, right? You can buy your tickets now in store. You can do it on the nationallottery.co.za website. There's the mobile app. You've got cell phone banking, or simply dial *120*7529# and then follow the USSDs.
Oh,
That's simple.
easy peasy, lemon squeezy. All these details are on our Expresso social media pages. Check them out. And then Panda Pusha Play Powerball, or rather Daily Lotto, for an estimated 550,000 Rand jackpot today for your chance at winning big. That's a payday like no other.
Yeah, that's a payday. But if you haven't already felt like a winner, you might right now, because we've got Mandisi Dyantyis in the building serving us one more time and sending us into this beautiful Thursday. Let's go.
Sina kutandateka kuphele, sina kulila kuphele ngathi, sina kuqaqanjelwa kuphele, sina zakwenzeka. Ndiyakholwa ke ikhona into enhle ezakwenzeka, ngoba sinakudandatheka kuphele, sinakulila kuphele ngathi. Kulila kuphele ndiyakholwa. Ikhona into entle zakwenzeka. Sakucunyiswa ngenye imini yakho. Ike ikhona into entle zakwenzeka. Kholwa nawe, kholwa nawe, kholwa nawe, ndiyakholwa. Ikhona into entle zakwenzeka. Sukuma vuthulula ungancami, ungancami. Sukuma vuthulula ungancami, ungancami. Wena sukuma vuthulula ungancami, ungancami. Sukuma vuthulula ungancami,
Magnifique. Please take a bow, Mandisi and your team. Oh my gosh, the band and you sounding incredible at this time of the morning. What a way to send us into Thursday.
Absolutely. And a reminder, get out to Empress Palace to see them perform live. It's going to be magnifique, to say the least. Mrs. Magnifica's this one. So thank you to tomorrow Snow for also coming through and sharing her energy. And a reminder, the Opera House is where it's at, as well as Empress Palace on the 19th of July. And that's where you see all the good stuff. For now, though, man, what a show. It's been good.
My goodness, it felt like a Friday, but we've just got one more day to get there. So Expresso fam, the only thing left to do, set those alarms. We'll see you at 6 a.m. sharp tomorrow. Goodbye.
Bye.
See ya.
Another feel-good production.